Well, everybody, I think it's time to get started. Ooh. Welcome to Spooky Month. Hello. We're gonna play Higurashi. I'm so excited. Yeah, I'm rearranging on my desk at the last minute. I'm so excited, you guys. I've only watched the anime. I watched the first anime like years ago, and I only watched it in Japanese. Aw, yeah. Spooky, scary skeletons and shivers down your spine. Do you like my pumpkin hat? I made it just for you guys. Oh my gosh. But yeah, I originally watched it in the Japanese, just subbed, so I went to watch Higurashi no Nakukoro ni Go, and I was like, oh, I gotta get used to the dub. Thank you, Zet. This is a vote on Twitter between Pumpkin and Witch, and I was prepared for both ways. It was either going to be a Witch Pumpkin, which is this, or a Pumpkin Witch, which was my starting screen. But hey, let's get rolling into Hinamizawa. Let's see what's going on over there. I hear there's some funky stuff going on. Oh. Onikakushi opening. Welcome to the world of Higurashi when they cry. The Onikakushi arc will be the opening inviting you into this world. Don't play though. Please just enjoy life in Hinamizawa to the fullest. Okay. The difficulty is extremely high. What? We don't play hard mode here. What's going on? But I hope you will enjoy the reward. Also, I forgot to change my background to be purple so it blends in. Oh well. The difficulty is very high. Oh no. Oh no. Kawaii. Whoa. Oh. Hello? Children? Hi, Ane! Oh. Please do not lament. I will forgive you even if the world will not forgive you. Please do not lament. I will forgive you even if you will not forgive the world. So please tell me, what will it take for you to forgive me? Oh, I had just enough time to read that. Oh, Jesus. What? Hello? Is it starting with Keiichi? Oh. 1983, early summer of the something Showa era. Keiichi-kun! No! If I was going to be ripped apart anyways, having my body ripped apart would have been far better. I trusted her. Dareka? No, I still trust her. Even in this very moment, I trust her. But I'm starting to realize I only wanted to trust her because I refused to accept the truth. It was as if I'm trying to convince myself in such a silly, sobbing voice, and those tears making a mess of my face. Oh god, the mechanical repetitious sound finally stilled, and everything fell silent. Only the cry of the cicadas remained, annoyingly loud, and yet I felt as if I could still hear her voice. But that's not possible. She's no longer speaking. The only one crying is me. And the cicadas. She never cried. Hello? Even when she repeated those words over and over, she still never expressed any emotion, because there were none to show. If she had no tears to shed for me, then I shouldn't need to shed any for her. Then why this pain, my eyes getting moist, why is this happening? I still want to believe I hadn't been split apart. That's enough, right? Inside me, an inner voice whispered gently, "Ah!" My spirit had suffered enough. And countless times I'd wavered over whether I should just throw the battered thing away. Except I've stubbornly refused to do that, haven't I? I'd feel better if I just threw it away. Even knowing that, I chose to believe, didn't I? Only I can understand that painful struggle and appreciate it. Hey, me? Yes, me? I've tried more than enough. That's okay, you can rest. I acknowledge that much. So, take a nappy nap. Is it alright to just take the easy way out? Just take a nappy nap. It's okay, curl up on the bed and take a nap. Besides, I'm not throwing it away. I'm leaving it behind with her. Like flowers by a grave. Harley, hey, Stinky. Now then, calm your nerves. Even though you can't feel your right arm, just lift it up. Wait. And with every swing, forget a little more. Wait. I said nap! Not that kind of nap! That kindness made me happy. Stop! The adorable smile brought me joy. I liked petting your head. Keiichi-kun! I love how demure you were, because this will be the last time. Because when I swing this down, I'll forget. This is my first and last bouquet for you. Keiichi-kun, what are you doing? Keiichi! Perhaps I really did love you. Keiichi! Yamete kudasai! Okay, farewell. I got an achievement called Bid Your Love Goodbye. Okay. The quick save, we did so much right now. Somebody has been apologizing for a while now. Oh, I'm sorry. I wonder what she's apologizing for. I'm sorry! It felt wrong to eavesdrop, so I tried to ignore it. It had been a while since I'd last went to the city. I only returned to attend the funeral of a relative. Even though I'd lived there until last month, I found the bustle of the city to be overwhelming. Those skyscrapers and the multi-lane roads, the melodious cacophony of the crosswalk. Even the campaign speeches blaring in front of the station felt nostalgic. The place where I live now isn't nearly as lively. There's only the chirping of locusts and the babbling of brooks. And the cry of the Higurashi, the evening cicadas. Just lurking, won't be able to stay on. Love the... thank you, B. Thank you for at least stopping by. I appreciate it. Rather than making me feel lonely, that quietness had begun to instill a sense of serenity. There's nothing where I'm living now. I don't just mean there aren't any burger joints. There aren't even any vending machines. No music stores, no restaurants. Oh man, you gotta get everything off Amazon? And no arcades. Oh, woof. Buy your own game consoles. It's the 80s though, so good luck. Even an ice cream parlor would be unlikely. Oh, the long drive tomorrow morning. Well, drive safe, be safe, and I hope you get lots of sleepies. Just not the kind of sleepies that Keiichi did. Yeah, honestly. I mean, I wouldn't mind buying an Atari. The nearest town has some stuff like that, but it's an hour away by bike. But come to think of it, it wasn't really a big deal. There were music stores and arcades and ice cream parlors, but it wasn't like I ever hung out at any of them. Yeah, the good sleepies. Yuzu! Hello! Welcome, Yuzu! We're having Higurashi VN today instead of Otoge's. Thank you! In my Halloween costume. I'm a witch pumpkin! Pumpkin! Also, don't mind the dogs yelling in the backyard. I can't do anything about them. Dogs will be dogs. I have lived in the city for 10 years and never once been to an ice cream parlor. Oh, that's a disappointment. I should have gone at least once. Yeah, from one great spoopy game of you playing Fatal Frame 2 to playing Higurashi. And then tomorrow we play Yuzu's favorite spooky game. Yeah, the dog's got your attention. I'm glad. I got 2 big ones in the backyard, and then I got my little sweet baby in the room. I listen, even if it wasn't super spoopy, it was a lot of fun hanging out with you while you were hunting with that camera. It was fun and cute, and that's the important part. Yeah, I should have gone at least once. It's only now that I'm starting to regret that a little. Somebody is still apologizing. I'm sorry. Who is she apologizing to? I'm apologizing to you. I'm sorry. I'm getting distracted by my lovely chat because they're all so cute and amazing. She's apologized so much, so just forgive her already. I'm apologizing to you, Keiichi-kun. There's no reason anyone should ever need to apologize so much. I started to feel a bit annoyed at whoever was refusing to forgive her. I'm gonna laugh if it actually is someone who's trying to apologize to Keiichi, though. No matter how bad the mistake, there's nothing that can't be forgiven. I mean, is there, though? There's no such thing as an irreparable mistake. I mean, is there, though? If you've seen the anime, you might have some guesses. That's fair. I'm kind of just trying to take it as like a brand new experience since I've only seen the anime, and I'm expecting there's a lot more because visual novel. You just need to be more careful next time. Yeah, just be more careful and make sure your swings hit the target faster and harder. She's still apologizing even now. Keiichi, please open your goddamn eyes! Then, has she really done something that can't be fixed? I have no idea what she's done, but if it can't be fixed, then that's all the more reason to forgive her. I think this is I think this will go over stuff from the OG seasons. Oh, okay. No matter how much she apologizes, nothing will change. But even so, she keeps apologizing in such a heartbreaking voice. Hey, you. The one she's apologizing to. Why don't you just go ahead and forgive her? Why don't you open your fucking eyes and look? I want to see. She's apologizing in such a pathetic voice. Oh, Yuzu, if you haven't seen the anime, you should. It's so good. Oh my gosh. This is your first experience with Higurashi. I'm so excited. We can experience the visual novel together. Keiichi, we're almost there. Wake up. I'm assuming it's Reina, but... I was finally aroused from my nap by my... Okay, it's by his father. Okay. Sorry, Dad's just doing a Reina impression. Don't worry about it. It seemed the train had reached its final stop. We'd spent hours riding everything from the bullet train to the local routes. It was hard to believe that the landscape beyond the window and the city I was in half a day ago were in the same country. No, that they were even from the same era. Woohoo! We're back in Hinamizawa. Is that Yamaha? From there, we take a car deeper into the mountains. It's okay, I've seen it too. You are safe among your fellow boomers. Yeah, that's fair. I watched it a long time ago, Yuzu, so I don't remember much. Oh, the cicadas. I love the sound of the cicadas. Because I don't live where they actively are. That's the only reason why I love them. I could listen to this for hours. It's my calming sound. Even though they're screaming. Yes! Ah, yes! Cicada ASMR, let's go! Everybody get your pillows ready! Get your blankies and get comfy! Past where the dense forest encroaching on the mountain road suddenly opened up. Hinamizawa! There, where I live now. Hinamizawa. Higurashi no nakokoro ni. Yahoo! Ikuyo, ikuyo! 」 Oh, and because I asked Luna to do it on stream, I'm gonna do when she shows up. I'm gonna do the Nipaaaaah, but only when she shows up. If we get to her, I hope Rika shows up. Even though we're approaching summer, the morning air still had a frigid bite. When you did it earlier, I was like, oh yeah, I'm playing Higurashi tonight! Happened to visit a cicada area during the 17-year cicada Giga Swarm. Whoa, no way, that sounds so cool! Giga Swarm, that sounds cool and terrifying at the same time. Oh man, I don't handle bugs well. I don't think I could handle it in person. I think even just watching a video of a Giga Swarm would freak me out a bit. Yeah, okay. Although, in exchange, you could fill your lungs up with crisp, clean air. I like the sound, I don't like the creature. Flipping open the window, I was greeted with a verdant expanse. Nothing but trees. Wow, that's like me anytime I leave California. I visit friends in other states where forests exist, and I'm like, wow, it's so green. There's green everywhere. What if somewhere once they had like 2, 5, and 10-year cicadas wake up at once? Oh wow. Now that's a fun timeline crossover. The neighboring house was far away from the other side, or far away on the other side. So I was probably the only one enjoying that view and that air. I filled my lungs with another deep breath. Obviously this background is Keiichi-kun's room because wow, what a mess. Teenage boy. Since I started living in Hinamizawa, I learned that even air had its own taste. I quickly finished getting ready for school and headed downstairs for breakfast. My mother was the only one there. My father was nowhere to be seen. He was probably working until the early morning, or probably up working until the early morning. Dad had a rather unconventional job as a painter. It's such a laid-back profession. Yeah, right! Get up when you want, sleep when you want, and work when you want. I was so jealous of that easygoing lifestyle. Yeah, Keiichi, go back upstairs. You forgot to put on your glasses. I can't see without my glasses. The backgrounds being blurred like this is so hilarious because, you know, they're like real photographs. And they just try to like stylize it so much. I even wrote for school that I wanted to be a painter when I grew up. Dad was ecstatic about that. No, you just want the easy lifestyle. It was just because it looked easy. I'd never tell him that, though. As an artist, I can tell you, Keiichi-kun, you would be very wrong. Mom laid breakfast out on the table. Seaweed, pickled vegetables, raw egg, and grilled salmon. My mom was such a good cook. Raw egg? Raw egg? Are you, like, mixing it with hot rice or something that's, like, heated? Like, raw egg? Are you Gaston? Like, what's happening here? Raw egg? It was such a good cook, it was scary, except for the eggs she forgot to cook. As someone who cannot eat eggs unless they are fried or scrambled to the point of being dry, I'll leave the raw eggs to you guys. That scares me. I can't do the... I can't do it unless it's dry. That's totally fair. It is probably... That would make perfect sense to me if it's safer for them to eat their raw eggs than it is in America. Okay. That makes perfect sense. That makes absolute perfect sense. I will accept that then. Thank you for educating me. But yeah, I fry them so like the white on the edges get crispy and then the yolk still stays runny. That's the only thing that I'll allow to be runny in my eggies. I cook them just like my Oma does when she puts them on top of nasi goreng. Excuse me. My mom was such a good cook, it was scary. A perfect, immaculate, ideal breakfast. Unlike my dad, who didn't even know the meaning of the word schedule, my mom never squandered any time or effort. She hummed a little tune as she brought over the miso soup. It seemed like she was in a good mood today. I'm so happy you've been waking up early since we moved here, Keiichi. If I don't wake up early, I won't have time to eat breakfast. Oh, Samson! Oh my gosh! My first raid from Samson! Ah! Wow! Hi! Hi, raiders! Hi, Samson! Thank you so much for the raid. That's so sweet. I hope you enjoy visual novels because we're playing Higurashi tonight. Hi, raiders! Hi, everybody! Oh, so exciting! Wow, how was your stream tonight? What did you play? I ended up not getting kicked over with the raid, so I didn't get to see. Okay, yeah, if I don't wake up early, I won't have time to eat breakfast. I thought I was being cute, responding with a wise crack after being praised for being good. Tonight was more Hollow Knight. Ooh, I'm gonna have to go slink over to your channel later and watch that while I play some games, so I can see. I wanted to play Hollow Knight, but I wasn't entirely sure on the purchase. Is it fun? Is it good? I know Ani wanted to play it too. Full bowl of rice, or will a half be enough? Hollow Knight is great. Yo, okay. Oh, and he's so good. Now I definitely have to go watch. All right. I hope I can get to your VODs. I hope you have VODs on your channel so I can go watch it later. That's awesome. It can be hard depending on how seriously you want to take it. Oh, I've only seen others play it, but it's really cool. Oh, I'll have to keep an eye out for a sale and maybe play it myself sometime. That sounds fun. Really difficult platformer at times, but it's gorgeous, has incredible soundtrack. Oh, I'm terrible at platformers, but I am willing to try. I am probably not terrible, but I don't play them a lot, so I'm not good at them. Cute bugs? Alright, I might be able to tolerate the bugs if they're cute. That's fun. I like cute. First, I savored the steaming hot rice with seaweed. After that, I covered it with the egg. Between bites of rice, I enjoyed the crunch of the pickles. That actually doesn't sound that bad, actually. I kind of want to try that kind of a breakfast now. Excellent as usual. It seems like a good balance of nutrients and stuff. So you've got like the eggy and the salmon for the protein, and then you've got your carbs in the rice, and then the pickles and the seaweed for your greens. Watching me clean my plate, Mom gave me a warm smile. I'm so happy you haven't skipped breakfast ever since we moved here, Keiichi. I was not a morning person when we lived in the city. I slept right until the last minute before school and rarely ate breakfast. Sounds like me on work days. I wake up like an hour before my shift and I hurry and cook breakfast. Boycotting the breakfast Mom made me each morning. That was probably the only way I could protest being forced to attend cram school. I guess that was what you'd call my rebellious phase. I wouldn't so much as look at the breakfast she woke up early every day to make. Aw, that's so sad. I bet your mom is so super happy you're eating now. If I could go back in time, I'd slap myself. Mindful of the time, Mom rushed me along with a wide grin. Isn't it about time to meet up with Reina-chan? Hurry, hurry! Mom really seemed to enjoy the fact her son was going to school with a girl. Reina is one of my classmates. She really loves looking after people, coming to meet me every day without fail. The way I look at it, a guy at my age walking to school with a girl was just lame. Oh, Keiichi. Soon you will come to learn. Zoe! Hi, Zoe! Welcome to the Mimic Manor! Pull up a chair, have a seat, pick up a pumpkin. Reina and Keiichi sitting in a tree. Killing. First comes the bat, then goes the knife. But, well, keeping a classmate waiting for me every day wouldn't be very considerate. Seriously, though, how long does Reina wait there for me every morning? Taking one last gulp of miso soup, I raced for the door. Please thank Reina-chan for the pickles. Come to think of it, those pickles weren't store-bought, were they? If I'd known that, I would have savored them a bit more. Morning! Ohayo! Where is she? Where's my girl? Yeah! She's so cute! Oh my god! She's so cute! Reina-chan! Keiichi-kun! Ohayo? Her cheerful greeting was as fresh as the morning itself. You're always so early. You should try sleeping in sometime. If I sleep in, I'll keep you waiting. She's so conscientious, and such a good person. If that ever happens, I'll just leave you behind. Keiichi-kun, you're so cold. I'll wait for you. I wait for you all the time. I'll leave you in the dust. Yeah, I thought this was the newer version because of the like preview images of the characters and stuff. I had once before looked up the game before this came out, and I have to say, being a person who draws myself, I am sadly kind of picky when it comes to art, and I would not be able to focus on the game with the art style of the original, and I apologize to the people who drew it, but I regret nothing. I'm glad I waited, because look at this cute face. She's so cute. Yeah, okay, I'm glad I'm not the only one. That's reassuring. Thank you. I understand people not being able to get past that. It was from when the author did everything. Okay, that makes perfect sense. Yeah, the old art it's good, especially depending on like how long they've been drawing for. It wasn't terrible, but it's also like I couldn't get past it. There are sometimes when I can get past certain styles and stuff, or just like, because I really like the old style artwork, like from like the older manga styles back in like the early 90s, late 80s era and such. But like, I don't know. I've become too accustomed to the round and cute with things that are neon and bright colored. No, that's fair. Like No Game, No Life, or that firefighter anime movie. I don't think I've watched either of those. I'll have to look. I'll leave you behind in the dust without looking back. Why are you so mean? Why? Reina had a slightly troubled look on her face. Toying with her was rather fun because of how quickly her mood changed. I'm kidding. I'd wait for you. With those words, Reina seemed to relax. Her face flushed bright red. Thank you. I'd wait forever until you came, Reina. No matter how long. Forever? Reina turned bright red, steam rising from her head, and as her brain short-circuited. She's especially weak to this sort of talk. It's quite rare to find someone this fun to tease. Have you ever read a romance novel, Reina? Huh? I haven't. Never read any before. From that response, I gathered she was interested in them but was too embarrassed to actually buy one. I couldn't imagine what would happen if she did read one. She'd probably turn red and pass out. Oh, yeah, message from my mom. She says thank you for the pickles. It was nothing. You're welcome. How were they? Not too salty? They weren't that salty. Actually, they had a pretty light flavor to them. It would have been fine just to be honest and say they were good, but apparently I couldn't be that forthright. I'd like to ask something before that. Were you the one who pickled them, Reina? Or was it your mom? Huh? Huh? Why do you ask? Were they too salty? Her attitude completely changed as she began to panic frantically. Was it you, Reina? Or was it your mom? Why are you asking who made them? Why? Depending on who made them, my opinion of them might change drastically. Huh? Huh? She continued frantically. She counted frantically on her fingers, trying to remember the amount of salt she used to pickle them. Yeah, it's like very, very obvious. I wonder who indeed pickled those veggies. It wasn't like I was trying to tease her, but I couldn't stop myself. Guys who take pleasure in this kind of thing are probably the worst. You know, guys like me. Reina nervously opened and closed her mouth over and over, trying to muster a response. It was me. Delicious. Huh? Pretty good. Just like the last ones. They went perfect with the rice. Her face went bright red again. She was completely spacing out. It truly was a lot of fun to tease her. I pray that Reina never gets taken advantage of by some lowlife. You know, like me. Keep at it, Reina. I'll train you until you handle it like the average person. Or so I decided for myself. Let's go. If we keep Mom waiting... If we keep Mion waiting... I read Mom. Well, I mean, Mion is Mom. It's fine. Don't worry about it. If we keep Mion waiting, we'll never hear the end of it. Seeing as she just keeps spacing out otherwise, I called Reina back to reality so we could make our way to school. This strange, easily flustered girl is Reina Ryugu. I've only known her for about a month, but I've come to realize it's not just her name that's strange. Keiichi-kun! Mi-chan! Good morning! Coming up to the next rendezvous point, we saw another person waiting for us. Noticing us, she waved. Oh, she's so cute too! A couple of cutie patoots! Ah, finally! You two are late. Usually you're the one who's late. In sharp contrast to the diligent Reina, this one marched to the beat of her own drum. She's Mion Sonozaki. For what it's worth, she's our senior and ahead of the class. Morning, Reina, and it's been a while, Kei-chan. How many years? I was only off 2 days. You don't say. You were so much cuter back then. Mion's gaze started at my chest and then dropped straight down, focusing on the point between my legs. So she was saying it was my crotch that was cuter back then. Before you ask, just to be clear, I've never actually tried to show it to her. I've grown quite splendidly. You'd be surprised. Not only is he bigger, but he has a little mustache now. Being so engorged with energy every morning is quite a problem, though. Oh my god, Jesus. I'll introduce you next time, so be sure to greet him properly. Oh boy, Keiichi-kun. I forgot, teenage boy. Don't say next time. Right now is just fine. How about letting the little guy get a breath of fresh morning air? I don't think I've ever heard talk so dirty you could smell it fouling up from the morning air before. Mion sure does act like an old man sometimes. Gotcha. Time for the big reveal. Hope you don't regret it. As my hand reached for my fly, Reina began to ramble in near panic. Hey! What are you talking about? What are you talking about? What are you talking about? Red-faced and flustered, Reina tried to play dumb, but it was obvious she knew exactly what we were talking about. How was it? Seeing the city again? Mion switched gears, dropping the dirty talk and changing the topic to something more befitting the pleasant morning. only went for a funeral. Didn't have much time. So yeah, did you look for it? That thing I asked you? Or the thing I asked for? You're not listening at all. I just came back from a funeral. I didn't have time to look around in toy stores. From talking about dicks to funeral in 5 seconds. Yeah, I guess it's a Hinamizawa special. Toy stores and hobby shops are completely different, you know. It's really difficult to get Western stuff around here, after all. Is this about games again, Mi-chan? Mion nodded proudly as Reina giggled. Yep, I wanted Kei-chan to bring me back a Westport catalog, you see. Westport was short for Western Imported Games. Using that abbreviation did make it sound pretty geeky. You can just get them to send you one in the mail, can't you? Well, I guess I have to now. I'm going to get another full game of hot action. Another game full of hot action. God, I play visual novels, but I can't read. This time I'd like a game that's easy to understand. Mion's a board and card game enthusiast, and I hear she's collected quite a lot of different ones. According to Reina, Mion's room was kind of becoming has kind of become. Oof. Excuse me, hiccup. Mion's room has kind of become a museum for domestic and foreign games. They are importing some bootleg copies of Monopoly and Guess Who? If there's a game you think I'd understand, let me play too. Of course. It's hard to know who the heck is talking, so I don't know who to do voice. If Kei-chan is up for it, I should warn you though, we're pretty tough. Just say what I want. I play all sorts of games. I don't intend to lose. Or just what I want, not just say what I want. I was confused by that sentence, and it's because I was wrong. Whoa. Then we'll let you in on the group this time, I guess. Oh, then we'll let you in the group this time, I guess. Bustling with joy from head to toe, Reina looked back and forth between me and Mion. Mion gave her an affirmative wink, and her expression perked up even further. I thought boys preferred playing outside more, so I figured you wouldn't want to. Oh, Reina laughed happily. I don't know who's who. It doesn't tell me who's talking. I can't do voices. From such a friendly conversation, you wouldn't think that I'd moved here less than a month ago. I understood that they did all they could to make a transfer student like me feel at home. Kinda have to infer based on the personality. I'm gonna struggle so much with that. I'll have to try harder to fit in, so they won't feel like they have to try and make me feel welcome. I felt like if I acted a bit more open than I usually am, it should probably be alright for this place. Hinamizawa was a really small village. Not only was there only one school, but there was only one class. That class encompasses all different grades and ages. There are about 30 students at different levels, and they all study in the same class. I'm told that long ago there used to be a bigger school building, and they had actual separate classes. However, it seems something happened that made it become a single class, and now it's stayed that way out of tradition. I was shocked at first, but humans adapt pretty quickly. I've already gotten quite used to it. The sound of children playing started right from the morning. With such a lively mood, it felt more like a kindergarten than a proper school. Not that that was a big thing, or that it was a bad thing. Mion, who had been walking up in front of us up until then, suddenly let me take the lead. Right in front of the classroom door. So I was meant to slide the door open and enter the room first. Heh. Too bad. I wasn't gonna fall for that again. To think you'd give up the lead here. You meant for this to be a test of my skills. Our school looks so flimsy. It would fall over in a stiff breeze. Mion chuckled with a haughty smirk on her face. What is it, you guys? Step back, Reina. It's dangerous. She's here. Huh? Then Satoko-chan is... Her name was Satoko Honjo. She was a disrespectful, impudent, bossy kid. The way she talks was annoying, but it would be immature to get worked up over just that. The real problem was this. Quite the obvious trap. A blackboard eraser wedged in the door. It's too obvious, Satoko. A haughty laugh came from beyond the door. Excellent, Kei-chan. I guess that means you win this round? No, this is Satoko we're talking about. I doubt this is it. After falling for such intricate traps since the day I transferred, I no longer let my guard down. Satoko liked to combine a variety of traps. Traps that were simply there to bait you into the main one. Traps that relentlessly kept coming at you like a sadistic Rube Goldberg machine. The list goes on. As well as being clever, they almost never misfire. When you least expect it, she strikes. No escape, no time to relax. By the looks of it, this eraser is normal. No rocks or anything in it. I took a pretty heavy hit from a blackboard eraser loaded with rocks on my first day. Yes, Satoko is a sneaky one. She's a sneaky little devil. So, why don't you just open the door and let it drop? That's what it is. That's what Satoko was after. Making me focus my attention upward, so as I lifted my hand to the door, there were thumbtacks stuck to the sliding door handle with tape. A frightening trap. A potent and terrifying trap. Concealed by using the blackboard eraser. An impressive combination, Satoko. But in the end, nothing more than the trivial machinations of a child. Assured of my victory, I threw the door open and stepped into the room. I felt something strange at my ankle. It was similar to the sensation of a jump rope catching on my leg. By the time I realized she had me hook, line, and sinker, it was already too late. I began to fall in an almost picturesque manner. Kei-chan, watch out! I instinctively... Oh, Kei-chan, watch out. It was Mion. I instinctively reacted to Mion's shrill warning. I twisted my body in midair before I landed on the floor. Ow, ow, ow! An inkstone filled to the brim was placed right where I would have landed. I shuddered, imagining the situation had I landed square on it. My, what do we have here? A fair morning to you, Keiichi-san. Aren't we a lively one this morning? Yeah, nearly got outsmarted by a 7-year-old. Still sprawling in an awkward position, I was greeted by a mocking voice. That was a step up from your usual traps, Satoko. I haven't the faintest idea what you mean. You're quite unlucky this morning. You little... It seemed I inadvertently sprained my back a little when I landed. Better than landing on the inkstone. There she is! Nika! Nipaaaaah! She's so cute! Look at her! Tiny baby! A small hand gently rubbed my head. Pain, go away. The small, dainty hand continued to gently stroke my head. You didn't sprain your back or anything, did you? If you rub it like this, the pain disappears. I thought about asking how rubbing my head would help my back, but I didn't. It's not so much about what you actually do, it's the thought that counts. Yeah, thanks, Rika-chan. The pain's going away now.
Yay! Rika-chan, good morning! Good morning to you, Rina. A good morning to all.
Rika-chan greeted each of us with an adorable little bow. It was infectious. Rena, Mion, and I all bowed back. You're such a good kid, Rika-chan. So much better than Satoko. Gokigenyo, Rika! I glared over in her direction. Satoko was whistling rather deliberately, trying to avoid eye contact.
I'm the very model of a good girl.
A good girl wouldn't set those nasty traps.
Nothing but lies and slander! Exactly what proof...
I picked up Satoko by the back of her collar. She looks like a misbehaved cat when I do this. But a cat wouldn't be setting traps. She's much harder to deal with. I'm sorry. Try saying that. If you won't say it, I cocked my index finger on my thumb, letting it tremble as I brought it closer to Satoko's forehead. He's gonna flicker. He's starting to flick.
I'm against violence. You don't even have proof.
Just so you know, my forehead flicks really hurt. It can split plywood right in half.
Stop! Get away from me, you beast!
I can't keep up her voice, honestly. Don't say that in a way people will misunderstand. A small hand tugged on the back of my shirt.
She's been lonely since you were gone for 2 days.
Rika-chan really is just so... Oh, where is the button? Is it not gonna react to my buttons? Oh, there we go.
Rika-chan's so cute.
Yeah, there are a lot of young girl voices.
I can only do so many voices. I haven't been practicing that much.
How could I do anything more after being told that? I gently released my grip on Satoko, who at this point was on the verge of tears. She still had her eyes clamped shut as she braced herself for the forehead flick. Yes, I have many different expressions, including I did a couple different ones, so I just got like the gaze, and then I got when it gets spooky, and then I go when I'm scared, and then got the blush. I just did a few. There's no blinking, so it's easier to make other expressions. Thank you. I'm very happy about them. Oh, I forgot to grab a water before I started streaming. Hold on. I gotta grab a water real quick. Hold on. I'm gonna be a few seconds. Hold on. I'm gonna go grab a water. I forgot to grab a drink. I need to hydrate. Thank you for the hydrate redeem. I have water. Wow, you guys, wow, how'd you know? You're so good at this. After stream, I'm gonna need some tea. I'm gonna need some me after stream. Okay. Oh, posture check. Oh, I can't cross my legs again. Zell, I am betrayed. Okay. I sit up straight. Oh, and stretch for my spine. Because Ane says so. Okay. No, it's all good. I need to make sure I'm not slouching anyways. Also, just so you guys know, with the audio redeems that I have on my thing, I added GIFs to all of my audio cues now. All of them have GIFs. Yeah, riding a broom, it can make the back cramp up a bit. Oh, that one has an icon because I wanted the bonk to be me, because it's bonking me. Bonk bonk. Everything else is a GIF. Okay, having the image pop up like that was what I wanted for a while because I don't have a VTuber model, so I can't have like the hammer show up and actively bonk me. So I'm happy I have that.
Yes, yes, just so.
Watch Zed go through all my audio routines now just to see the GIFs.
It doesn't bother me! Ah! You mustn't cry, Satoko. Keep on fighting, Nipaaaaah!
Bika gently patted the head of her prankster friend. You would have never guessed those two were the same age. I think Satoko could learn a thing or a million from Rika-chan.
Next time, set an even more amazing trap.
Wait a minute. As she observed the scene, Reina's expression grew ecstatic as she began to swoon.
How? Satoko-chan is crying. So cute. Kawaii. Omochikairi.
Sorry, that's my Reina impression. I loved that in the original anime, and I love how they did it in in the English dub for Go. I love her.
How? Kawaii. Omochikairi.
If you can't tell, I used to do that a lot. You can't take them home. There we go. That's what that means. That's what her line is I want to take them home.
Oh, but they're so cute.
You can't, no matter how cute they are.
But just for a bit is fine. It's fine.
Reina kept a cutesy face, even as outrageous ideas spewed from her mouth. According to Mion, Reina is ridiculously weak to cute things and always tries to take them home. Object or person. Stealing is bad, but abducting people is even worse. Give it up.
Then I can just look. Just looking. That should be fine, right? Right?
Reina swooned over Satoko's crying form.
Oh.
Sorry, it's like my favorite sound to make. If you ask friends I went to high school with, I do make that sound a lot. Yeah, kidnap Satoko. It's fine, just do it. Just take her home. If a girl ever goes missing in Hinamizawa, I'll be forced to turn Reina in to the authorities. Forgive me, Reina. I'll be sure to bring you a care package when they put you away. Ominous thing to say, yeah. The teacher's coming. Quickly, clean everything up. Satoko, that inkstone is yours, right? Just from Mion's single statement, the entire mood of the room shifted back to normal. The inkstone was bad, but the thumbtacks stuck to the door handle were an even bigger problem. I pulled the tape off carefully, making sure not to skewer myself. Even though Satoko was the one who set it up, everyone had to pick up after her. By the time the teacher entered the room, the bedlam from before had been nearly tidied up.
We made it in time.
Rise, attention, and bow! Mion gave out the morning commands. Rise! Bow! Bow to the best girl! It's difficult being the teacher for all these different grades in one classroom. She had to teach something different to each one. But naturally, she ends up spending all her time with the younger kids. Dana and Mion, being the highest grade in the class, end up mostly doing self-study. They even end up helping teach the younger kids, so it seems like they can never get to their own studies. Oh my goodness, hiccup. They're actually way behind where my studies have progressed too. As a result, I'm pretty much taking over for the teacher and helping Reina and Mion with their studies.
You're a pretty good teacher, Keiichi-kun. Easy to understand.
Reina took a breather after finishing highlighting an important section. Teaching is making me lose confidence. Oh, it makes me aware of how shallow my understanding of the subject is. They say that to teach someone something, you need to understand it backwards and forwards. So while you're teaching us, you're getting in your own practice. In contrast, this person over here is quite laissez-faire about things. Laissez-faire? Well, I can't read. Don't worry about it. For one, isn't she supposed to be in a higher grade than me? Look, Mion, this is for your own good. If you don't take this seriously, there'll be trouble later on. With these marks... Man, it's not looking good for you. I'm just saying. It's true, but learning second grade material super well is not always enough. Yeah. They say that your education never surpassed that of the third grade? Yeah, I was teaching the classroom full of children. I'm pretty good at teaching kids. It's not like I'm aiming to go to a prestigious school. I'll be fine as long as I pick up what I need to know for the entrance exams a little at a time. Her staunch defiance was really something else. It was a different type of relaxed than somebody who already knew what was going on, or what was going to be on the entrance exams.
Mi-chan, Keiichi-kun is doing his best to teach us. We need to try hard too.
You're such a good and honest kid, Reina. I'll make sure you guys get accepted into a good school.
What? Thanks so much.
Especially you, Reina. Private lessons. Just the two of us.
Private lessons?
A puff of smoke shaped like a halo popped out of Reina's head. Exactly what kind of private lessons is she fantasizing about that's making her turn so red? I didn't say anything weird. I'd like to hear the play-by-play about that next time. While Mion was flipping through her vocabulary flashcards, she threw out a casual question. So, in the city, do you have to study this much? If you don't at least know this much, you can't get into university. So, you study just to get into a university? Well, yeah, basically. While knowing that this stuff won't ever come in handy in the future, out here, you can get into university as long as your attendance is good enough. Dang, really? Can I go to college there? Study equals entrance exams. Having that basic law of the universe so easily overturned sent me into a state of shock.
That's right. There aren't really enough people around here to warrant weeding them out with an exam.
If anyone can get into a university, then there's no need to be all uptight about this stuff, right? If I had attendance-based admissions, things would have been so much easier. Right? Literally the only days of school I missed, aside from being sick, were the days I was forced to play hooky. Except for, I guess there was one day, it was senior ditch day at high school, was the only day I willingly ditched. And all I did was I went down the street to Terra Nova's house. Just chilled at their house. Everyone else went out and did stuff and partied and whatever. I just went and hung out with my Ane. I chilled with Big Sis. Big Sib. This old geezer thinks that instead of wasting time studying pointlessly, you should be spending your precious teen years doing more meaningful things. It was too profound of a statement to simply laugh off. But since it was Mion, it probably didn't actually have that deep of a meaning. Is Mion the old geezer? More meaningful things, like murder. My favorite TikTok audio.
You're beautiful and capable of great things, like murder. But don't do that unless it's completely necessary.
Mother, I crave violence.
I had to put a kitty. In place of a chime, the sound of the principal waving a handbell drifted through the classroom. K-chan, we're done, we're done. It's our wonderful lunchtime. Yeah, I had to put that one as a cat. I had to. There was no other option. In a complete 180 from her unmotivated state, Mion gave the commands that signaled the end of the morning period.
Keiichi-kun, let's have lunch.
I might have been making a very troubled face. Dana smiled brightly at me. Alright. Alright. Because it's got a W in there, it's alright. Does the teacher not get a Sprite yet? Yeah, where's the teacher? In the anime, she was so cute. Thought we got to meet her, but I guess not. I hope we see her soon. She's very cute. I liked her. She cares a lot about her students. Alright, let's eat. There seem to be different cliques, even within the class. She's literally just a character from a different visual novel. Is she? But she's so cute, though. I love her. She's from her own visual novel story. Like, what visual novel? What is it? Is it also spooky? CL from Tsukihime. Oh, I'll have to look that one up. Moon Princess. Most of them were divided up by gender and age, but our group was different. Ooh, a remake soon? Okay. We're all the more worth looking into. Our ages were different, and we had both boys and girls. We had boy, singular boy, and girls. But we weren't reserved around each other. This level of openness made a transfer student like me pretty happy. Nana and Mion pushed their desks together so they were facing each other. And at the same time, Satoko and Reina-chan were slowly lugging their desks over as well. Or Satoko and Rika. I said Reina, didn't I? I can read!
Keiichi-kun, hurry, hurry!
Reina waved her chopsticks in an unrefined manner, trying to hurry me along. Unless everyone was together, they wouldn't even open their lunchboxes.
Keiichi-san's lunchbox is most assuredly filled with nothing but bread crusts, like some sort of destitute plebeian. Why don't you just show it to us? Come on!
Even though Satoko was hurling insults at me, she still wouldn't open the lid of her lunchbox until I was there. I pulled out my lunchbox swiftly and dragged my chair over to join the circle. Hey, sorry to keep you waiting.
Well then, Representative B. Me, please give the signal to start.
At first, this was kind of embarrassing, but I got used to it pretty fast. At this point, I probably wouldn't even open my own lunchbox if someone else was too slow. Our ages and genders may have all been different, but we were all friends. Let's eat! The sound of our 5-part chorus echoed beautifully throughout the classroom.
Itadakimasu! How?
Really though, I've gotten pretty used to this group made up of all girls. Of course, there are other boys in the class, but they were a lot younger, so they were scared to approach me. Itadakimasu! No, we got the good stuff. Our mom is a pro chef. Yeah, that's very true. Impressive lunchbox. Well, that's to be expected. Younger boys just see older boys as scary. Compare that to girls, well, at least these girls aren't picky. We put all the side dishes in the middle where everybody was free to pick at them. Oh, that's nice. Everybody shares. I thought girls would mind sharing a meal with a guy, so I was a bit flustered joining in. However, Mion noticed that and teased me quite a bit. As the fruit of my efforts, I can now reach over and take the sides from anybody's lunch. My. Oh,
My, isn't Sir Keiichi's lunch extravagant today?
My, isn't Madame Satoko's lunch extravagant as well? The stewed stuff has a nice look to it, rather trendy. Buying into the fight that Satoko was starting, our chopsticks locked in a cross-counter stabbing into each other's lunch. My, how delicious! Ooh, this taro is so good! The stewed stuff is good too, even cold. After seeing my happy face, Rika-chan's expression broke into a little smile.
I saved some from dinner last night.
By the way, Satoko and Rika-chan's lunches are always the same. It seems that Rika-chan makes it for the both of them every day. Rika-chan made this too? These taste like mom's home cooking. I was honestly impressed. The carrot rosettes weren't from a mold, they were done by hand with a knife. That's not easy to do. I guess Rika-chan's just good at this sort of thing.
She's really good at sewing, laundry, and stuff like that. Amazing, right? Amazing! Rika's quite exceptional in many ways.
That's nothing for you to boast about.
Nana's actually better at cooking than I am. Huh? Well, you know.
It seems that the topic of conversation switched to Reina when she wasn't expecting it, making her blush and trip over her words. Reina's lunch really was the star of the table. Not only did it look good, it tasted good. Everyone else pulled from Reina's lunchbox constantly.
Everyone liked this one so much before, so I made a lot this time. It's good, I hope.
It's got high marks from me. Mion, you're taking too much. Knocking Mion's chopsticks aside, I reached out, trying to secure my own portion. Satoko and Rika-chan reached over at the same time, and a struggle ensued. Yeah, Reina just makes the giant bento for everybody, like she does on the picnic episode. Everyone shoveled in mouthful after mouthful while praising it, and Reina's lunchbox was soon empty. It was kind of bad that no one thought to leave any for Reina. But Reina seemed rather satisfied as she looked on.
How did you like it? Isn't Reina-san an extremely good cook too? Quite different from Keiichi-san.
I said, that's nothing for you to boast about. You're not much different from Kei-chan, Satoko. Can you tell the difference between broccoli and cauliflower yet? Satoko's face went pale.
Hey, even I know the difference between broccoli and cauliflower, you know.
It's not about her bragging, it's about it's about insulting you, Keiichi. That's so true.
Well, of course I can. I really can.
It's really hard for her to lie.
Keiichi-kun, both taste good when they're boiled and topped with mayo, right? You shouldn't be picking on her. Mi-chan too.
Reina hurriedly tried to follow up, but Mion laughed haughtily as she drew closer to Satoko. Oh, so it was Mion who did this in the original. boiled and tossed. Listen, I'm gonna have to agree with Reina on this one though. I have had that before. Usually it's because I'm trying to dip something else in the mayo, but it obviously gets on the broccoli and cauliflower. It's not bad. It's not bad. I mean, I mostly roast mine and then top it with lemon, but it's not bad with mayo. I'm just saying. It's not bad. It's good. But I'm also Dutch, so I consume mayo normally. That's fair. I mean, if you like mayonnaise on stuff, then, I mean, I'd say try it just a little bit once. But if you're not a fan of mayo, that's also, you know, you don't have to. Well, well, just pretend this is a little home ec lesson. Now then, Satoko, what's this? Mion lifted up her chopsticks. Between them was a piece of green stuff wrapped in bacon. Wait. Wrapped in bacon? That's not broccoli, is it? Do you wrap your broccoli in bacon? Oh, okay, I was gonna say, it's either Brussels sprouts or asparagus.
But that's asparagus.
Mion made eye contact with me, and within 0.3 seconds, I had Rika-chan's mouth covered. Holding a piece of bacon-wrapped asparagus and giving her two choices, she's pretty terrible. Asparagus wrapped in bacon makes way more sense. Yeah, I was really confused if that was actually gonna be... If it was actually gonna be broccoli wrapped in bacon, I was gonna be really concerned. Like, how much do you like bacon?
Well, the yellow one is cauliflower. No, wait, the green one is cauliflower.
So, which?
Probably the yellow one is broccoli and the blue one is cauliflower, but the green one is,
Wait, blue? I mean, I guess it can look blue. Blue? Blue? In certain lighting, maybe, but blue? There's not blue. Satoko, what kind of vegetables have you been eating? Please correct me if I'm wrong. Is there a variant of broccoli in other countries that's blue? I have never seen that before. It has to be a lighting thing, right? I feel really dumb for questioning this, but like, huh? Blue?
but the green one is, ooh.
Do you really know which is which? How about you just give up? I'd expect no less from the class representative. The oldest. The way she drives people into a corner just shows how much experience she has. This is just a hunch, but being brought into the Sonozaki household must be quite the ordeal.
I do know. I really do.
Then answer the question.
I know.
She finally broke down and started crying. When she acts like this, she usually starts to seem her age. She actually starts to seem her age. Thank you. I did once want to be a voice actor. Many, many moon ago.
Oh, kawaii.
Reina entered a state of euphoria as Satoko bawled her eyes out. Reina was in a state of bliss as she rubbed her cheeks against Satoko's head and smothered her. Really, a very content face. One that wouldn't care if the world ended right then. It was that kind of smile.
Reina! Mimi's begging on me! Kawaii! It's okay, Reina. One-chan will take care of all those bad people who tease my little sister.
Oh, Jesus. Fish, poof, bam! Alright, fucking... Reina, the Kung Fu Master. What the hell? It was like a flash of lightning. What was that just now? Both Reina's fists shot out at supersonic speeds, striking Mion and me squarely in our faces. Before we knew it, Mion and I were sprawled, spread eagle on the floor, staring up at the ceiling with matching welts on our faces. Rocket punch indeed. There was no reaction time. Even a dexterity saving throw would not have beaten that. Legendary action. This is the first time you've gotten one, right? Today, she went easy on us. Easy? You mean there's something harder than this? With that, Mion and I both slumped our heads back to the floor in unison. The way this is written out, it literally is just a script for the anime. I'm not surprised. From now on, I'll be careful when I'm within striking distance of Reina.
See, Satoko-chan? I took care of them. Kawaii. I want to take you home.
Making sure Reina couldn't see it, Satoko stuck her tongue out at us. Damn it all, using Reina like a puppet. Rika-chan massaged our bruises without saying a word. What an eventful lunchtime. Now, I wonder if this is gonna follow, like, the original, like, timeline of the first anime? Like, I don't want to spoil it. Like, because in Go, it didn't happen. I was expecting it to happen, but I didn't realize it was, like, different timelines or something. But I have to go back and watch the original again, but we'll see. I wanted to play this first before I watched too much of anything. I think it should be basically the same at a high level, just more detailed. Oh, we're gonna have that scene that was the first time I experienced a yandere character. Though I suppose Reina at that time it was more of a yangire, since it wasn't like a love interest. Is it like more of a yandere or a yangire in this game when she gets all feral? No matter what the day had held, the last school bell always came too soon. Our shadows stretched off into the distance. Oh, yeah, I don't know if it's like an official thing, but it was something I learned a long time ago that yandere is when you have an affection for your fixation, so the terrible things you do are in regards to that love interest. So whether it's being extremely possessive of them or attacking others that you view as someone in your way for your love interest, that's kind of like yandere. So like Gasayuno from Dream Diary, or is it Dream Diary? Future Diary, sorry. But then if you have a character that's just violent for the sake of violence and has like just random psychotic episodes, I think that's more of a yangire, because it's not directed at anything specific. It's just whatever happens to be the trigger. That's just what I learned. I don't know how accurate it is, but that's what I've been going off of since like middle school for a long time. But Reina was my first introduction to like the spooky yandere yangire situation, and then Gasai was my first introduction to like yandere, where it was like all the obsession. I think we basically get the motivations and then the game just takes a while. Okay, that's fair. So we'll learn if it's dere or gire later. That's okay. And if it's not an official term, whatever, it's a term on my channel, yangire. I'll make that a thing on my channel. Yeah, you know, she startled me the first time that I watched that anime. I was not expecting it that intense, and then I spiraled. I used to try and listen to drama CDs for, like, yandere shit. I mean, it was all in Japanese, so it was like I was struggling to understand the words, but, you know. I love me some spooky love interests that are willing to burn the world for you. Or burn you with the world if you betray them, you know, it depends. Take a quick sip because my throat. Our shadows stretched off into the distance.
Hey, Keiichi-kun. Tomorrow, do you have plans or anything?
Huh? It was such a direct question from Reina, I inadvertently blushed. If it was for a date, then wouldn't you do it more subtly? Reina saw me lost for words and realized that I'd misunderstood and turned red as well.
No, I didn't mean it like that. You see...
So apparently that wasn't what she meant. But since it's always fun when Reina is in a panic, I went along with it a little. Oh, really? So, it wasn't meant that way.
Huh?
Playing it up, I slumped my shoulders, feigning dejection.
Keiichi-kun, why are you so disappointed? Why?
Oh, really? So you hate me? I see how it is. Exactly.
Mi-chan!
Unable to hold it in any longer, Mion slapped me on the back. I see. This old geezer never knew you could push her buttons like that. I love that Mion calls herself an old geezer. That's such a mood.
Huh? What is it?
Mion was rolling on the floor, clutching her stomach while Reina flailed around, completely bewildered. I couldn't help but start laughing as well. Feeling just a bit guilty, I ruffled Reina's hair. Kidding, sorry, it was a joke. That was my fault. She really is a cute one.
Huh? A joke? Since when?
Huh? About halfway through. Halfway? Or halfway? I think it's... So, Kei-chan, that means you weren't acting when you blushed at the start? Huh? That means...
Huh? That means...
It was only a momentary lapse, but there was no way Mion would let such a delectable detail slip by her. Well, you see, saying anything more was also a bad idea. In my bewildered state, I slipped further into an unfavorable position. After that, Mion continued to tease me about it for a while. Is it trap? Don't answer. Yes, I'll go on a date with you. I mean, I'll go out. I'll hang out with you. I'll go out with you. Where are we going? Sorry. So, why were you asking if I'm free tomorrow, Reina?
Huh? Oh, what were we talking about?
It had been so long that Reina had forgotten. That's how long Mion had teased me. It's just Kei-chan. You probably can't find your... it's just... Kei-chan, you probably can't find your way around Hinamizawa by yourself yet, can you? That was true. I hate to say it, but if you blindfolded me and spun me around 3 times, like we were playing pin the tail on the donkey, I wouldn't be able to tell up from down here. Yeah, I don't think I know how to get anywhere besides back and forth from school. How hard can it be? Doesn't the town have like 5 houses? That's very true. But there's a lot of space between those houses, so I don't know. Maybe the farmland is... I don't know. It should be all flat. I don't know. That would be a godsend. Frankly, I was happy about the offer. I can't... Which farm am I at?
You'll come, of course, right?
If I'm free. Hey, you're being invited by a girl, you know. If I'm free. You're probably free anyways. If I'm free. I was being stubborn so as not to give a clear yes or no. Yeah, there are mountains and forests in the background. Don't want to get lost in the woods. I mean, we could. Do you want to get lost in the woods and hold hands and stuff? We could hold hands in the woods. Do you want to hold hands in the woods? Would you hold my hand in the woods?
Go camp. Unintentional camping trip. We can't find our way out of the woods. We live here now. We have become the forest hag. Even though I thought it was a godsend, I'm too much of a scamp to say it up front.
Keiichi-kun, you're not free, perhaps? Perhaps?
While Mion and I had our rather sour back and forth, Reina peeked over at me hesitantly. Figuring I'd been a bit rough on her, I just gave in. Sorry, forgive me, I apologize. I'm free.
Great!
The trepidation disappeared from Reina's face as it blossomed into a smile. Hey now! Seems like there's quite a difference between how cold you were to me compared to Reina, isn't there? It seems Mion didn't care for how rude I was to her, compared to how quickly I agreed with Reina. But her being annoyed was very interesting. So I pushed Reina forward, speeding up our pace to leave Mion behind. Let's go, Reina. Maybe it should just be the two of us tomorrow. Leave grumpy old Mion behind.
Huh? Well, if Keiichi-kun is okay with that, then...
I'm the one who came up with the idea to take him around. Don't ignore me, Keiichi Maibara. It'd be great if the two of us could go on a picnic together. We should bring a basket, Reina. Or should we bring a basket, Reina?
If we bring a basket, I'll make all the food, maybe. Maybe.
Yeah, get out of here, Mion. We're on the Reina route this playthrough. Yes, we're here to hold Reina's hand. Don't you ignore me too, Reina. I'll tell everyone that you two disappeared into the hotel district together. Well, fuck, that keeps surprising me.
Well then, I'm going home right now to start on making it.
Fucking Reina strikes like lightning, dude. She is not a force to be reckoned with.
Tomorrow is going to be so fun. Later, Keiichi-kun, Mi-chan. Mata ashita.
Reina bounded off like she was walking on the moon. After the dust settled, all that was left was me standing next to Mion, sprawled out on the ground. There was a welt on her face. Are you all right? There was over 2 meters between you guys. Since you came, they've become sharper. This old geezer's body can't handle it. Maybe it'd be easier if you just stopped saying stuff that made Reina want to hit you.
Okay, Zell. Have a good night. Have a good memes. Pleasant dreams.
Or else, this will end up being Mion's slapstick comedy hour. If that happened, the results might be fatal. Don't feel bad, Mion. You're probably the only one who can dodge her jabs. It felt like it was her knee, though. Could it be that we were hanging around with an unrivaled martial arts master? Maybe someday we'll see her debut in an extreme contact sport. You can't lose to Reina. You need to train up and have a rematch. Kei-chan, you should... This old geezer will root for you. Mion and I reaffirmed our determination to discover a way to counter Reina's infallible technique.
Someday.
Scene transition. Higurashi no nakokoro ni.
Ooh.
Oh, I've received new tips. We're in mixed grade. We don't have a uniform. Oh. View new tips. Oh, we're in mixed grade, or we don't have any. Okay. What it is? Of course I remember the opening song. I've been humming it all day today just thinking about playing this game. I used to know the words. I don't anymore, but I mean, I should relearn it. So, Reina, we're the same age?
Yes, that's right. We're the same zodiac animal, too.
Hey now, it would be weird if we were the same age but not the same zodiac animal. That's not true. If your birthday isn't the same, then you can have different animals even if you're the same age. Huh? Oh, I see. Mion, you're pretty smart.
What month were you born by the way, Keiichi-kun? I'm July.
Reina smirked and puffed up with pride. Hey now, what's the meaning of this? You count by calendar year and not lunar year, sure. Yeah, that makes sense. She's not planning to be all high and mighty if her birthday is a wee bit sooner than mine, is she? Heh. Don't even. It's impossible to challenge me by birthday. I wouldn't even mind if you bet $1 per month. She's gonna make us call her senpai. Oh my god, yes! Reina senpai! It's cute.
Huh? Huh? Why? Why?
Reina panicked at suddenly being challenged to a wager. Given how panicked she is, I'm certain she doesn't have much allowance left this month. It's just, sending her into a panic about something as simple as a birthday is so fun I can't help myself. So that means you were born in April, Kei-chan? Right on. Too bad, Reina. I'm already far older than Reina.
Oh, I see. Then you're the same age as Mi-chan.
Well, it's just a few months. That gap will open up again soon enough. Mion snickered through her nose. Hey now, that's not something to get all high and mighty about. As if I want to talk. Now that you mention it, you're in a higher grade, right, Mion? If you're into underclassmen, then I can be your underclassman from now on.
Mi-chan, you're not making any sense to me.
Kids do get excited over the weirdest stuff. Just by seeing Reina's blushing face, you could tell she knew exactly what she meant by it, though. I was born in April, you were born in July. I'm far older than you could ever hope to be. Oh yeah, I was born in February.
I'm a February.
I'm a February. Then Satoko and Rika-chan are underclassmen. Their grade is so different that they should be in a different school, shouldn't they?
Keiichi-kun, your tastes are a bit too young, I think.
You're not making any sense yourself, Reina. I'll just grab onto her head and scruff it up a bit.
Oh, yamete!
I'm sorry, I really love making that sound. It's so fun. I wondered about it before, yeah. I was wondering why this school has different school years all mixed up. There aren't enough classrooms. Can't help it. This building is being rented from the forestry service after all. When she says it like that, it makes sense. Okay. I'm glad it makes you smile. It's a fun sound. I like doing it just as much as I enjoy the Nipaaaaah. Rika-chan is so cute. But Reina is my favorite. When she says it like that, it makes sense. I thought our school was strange for a while now. The schoolyard is gravel, and there are rooms that aren't for classes. And there are some strange sort of construction machinery parked here. We haven't gotten many Nipaas yet. Rika's time will come. Yes, I'm so excited for more Rika time! Why is it being borrowed? Oh, okay, that just moves the thing. I thought I could hit space for my control, but nope, just gotta click. What happened to the real school? There was one here forever from before the war. It got dilapidated. They closed it down. It probably was a grand old schoolhouse. Well, because of that, the students would have to attend the school in the city. That was pretty tough, you know? The city's pretty far. It's far tough, yes. Fucking, skipping over like half a sentence just to make up my own bullshit. Which school would that be? Did you know there's a school if you pass by the Okinomiya train station? Turn at the hospital and head towards the pediatrics department.
What? So far?
I couldn't tell where that was by the location, but I understood that it was pretty far from Reina's reaction. Well, that's why. The guys that didn't want to commute to Okinomiya rented out the building from the forestry services and are attending this pseudo schoolhouse here. About half the children in Hinamizawa go here. There are quite a lot of kids that come here on bike. Well, since they're attending this really messed up school, it might be pretty hard for them to get into higher education.
That's not true, Mi-chan. If you study properly, you can go anywhere you want.
Yeah, that's right. That's right. I totally agree with Reina on this one.
Yes, that's right. That's right. Let's try our best.
All of you try your best. This old man will be rooting for you. And if studying doesn't work, you can just break in. Yeah, I mean, hey, if you're sitting in the classroom, you get credit, right? Not just us, you too. You should be preparing for the exams, shouldn't you? Your future is bleak with grades like this. Fine, just fine. If I get stuck, then I'll just mooch off Kei-chan, as he works forever.
What do you mean by work forever? What do you mean?
Hey, you're too loud.
Be quiet during self-study.
Oh, it was the teacher. Oops.
Be quiet during self-study.
I'm still gremlin voice, it's fine. The teacher yelled at all three of us. It was completely our fault. Satoko saw it and chortled haughtily. I stuck out my tongue at her in response. It's just as Mion says, the school has nothing to do with higher education. But it makes up for that by having lots of valuable things other schools don't. Okay, and now we don't have a uniform. Which explains why everybody was wearing different outfits. Ah, the cicadas! It's only June, but it's already so hot. I could hear the Higurashi outside chirping. Me, and all. And at night there were mosquitoes. Ugh, mosquitoes. It might as well be summer already. My only salvation was that the mornings were still cool. Not much point in having a uniform when there's only 5 kids in town and they all go to one school. That's very true.
Summer, I do declare.
Satoko was flapping her skirt languidly. That's pretty unladylike there. Even if she was a brat, she was still a girl.
Keiichi does seem quite cool with just a single button-up shirt. I'm so jealous.
From how I see things, the skirt you're wearing looks like it would be much cooler. A girl like you just wouldn't understand, wearing jeans during this season and how steamy the crotch gets.
It gets steamy? Oh.
This girl is gone imagining something indecent. Reina's summer clothes have a nice, refreshing color. I feel cooler just looking at them.
Thank you.
Oh. Oops. Alright, auto mod. Let me just pop that in there. Yeah, the auto mod will sometimes catch certain words and be like, "Is this okay for your chat?" And I have to just hit yes.
Thank you. They really do feel pretty cool. I do wish summer clothes were as breezy as Reina's.
But Satoko-chan, your summer clothes are...
Oh, but Satoko-chan, your summer clothes are so cute, being one piece and all. I'd like to wear your summer clothes. This is actually quite stuffy, you know. I do believe what you're wearing would feel much cooler. But wouldn't it be so much more fun with cute clothes? Oh.
I had a feeling that Reina and Satoko's base values were fundamentally different. Speaking of which, our school doesn't have a uniform.
Yeah, it doesn't. As long as they're proper, then regular clothes are fine.
There are quite a few students in regular clothes. There were a few wearing uniforms, but they were all the same design and rather plain. What's the uniform they're all wearing? They're all the same.
That's the city school uniform. It's not like there's a rule, but they're all wearing them.
They just bought random sailor uniforms off eBay. You know, pretty much. Speaking of which, everybody in our group is wearing different uniforms, aren't we? Did you go out of your way to get them from somewhere?
Why, yes, Mion-san supplied them. Mi-chan's relative runs a second-hand clothing store, so they can get school clothes from all over the country for cheap, they say.
So you asked those relatives to get you a bunch of unique school uniforms then? I mean, hell, if my school didn't have a uniform and I wanted to wear one, I'd do that. Just wear whatever uniform you want. If it's cute, put it on. That Mion, she probably loves using her friends as dress-up dolls. That must be a strange second-hand clothing store. Oh man, making me think of Ayame and Fruits Basket. I get that it's a second-hand clothing store, but stocking clothes from schools all over the country? That's pretty strange for a second-hand clothing store. Does it fulfill men's fantasies? As Ayame would say in Fruits Basket. Maybe it's a cosplay store? I mean, you never know. What's the point of stocking up clothes from faraway schools they know nothing about? Oh, you young, innocent child.
Yeah, I think so too. They also have used school swimsuits and PE uniforms.
Oh, no.
I don't like the idea of having used ones.
That's, pretty dirty. Doesn't sound like that shop makes much money. You'd be surprised. Some people are weird. They probably have Mion pitch in and help so they can make a bit more.
But Mion says it'll be a big hit once and become a great store. With such conviction.
A secondhand clothing store that stocks school uniforms will be a big hit. This was before the internet. Everyone was so innocent. That's so true. Growing up on the internet has tainted us all. I don't get it. You will, Keiichi. You will. One day. You will. Alright. Well, that was that. Okay, save. Oh, save. Yes. Uh-huh. Alright. Continue. Ho ho ho. On to the next chapter. I took it a little too easy on the morning of my day off. I was totally late. Today was the day Reina and Mion were going to show me around Hinamizawa. Oh, their day off outfits are so cute.
Oh, kawaii. Oh, it's kitty.
They're so cute. I want them both. They're so cute. Oh, I love their little outfits. Oh my gosh. Reina, you're so adorable. Oh, sweet baby girl. Reina and Neon were already waiting at the meetings place. K-chan, you're late. Sorry, the show I was watching last night was really interesting. Blame that. Oh, so that's your excuse for being late and keeping two girls waiting? It's almost like a habit. I mean, it's cute. I love her white dress. It's so specific to her. Maybe one of these days I'll cosplay Reina. Even though I'm way too old. I'm too old to pull off a high school student.
Mi-chan, you just got here yourself.
Last night's episode of A Day in the Life of was interesting, wasn't it? She was just as guilty as me. As long as you enjoy wearing the costume, that's all that matters. That's fair. I don't know. I'm just happy it's Spooktober because that means at the end of the month, when Halloween hits, I get to be my necromancer again for a night. I have a necromancer costume that I've been working on since last year, but I don't think I can buy any new merch for it this year. Dana was carrying a pretty heavy-looking handbag.
Yeah, I even have a name for the character. Her name is Ophelia. And she has a skull. I don't remember what I named the skull, though. I have to look at my notes.
What is that? Mion answered my unspoken question with a wink. That's right. Reina really did make a picnic. Kei-chan, after you left, Reina pulled out all the stops. It's not like I forced her to do it.
It was nothing, so don't worry about it, okay?
She's been like this since last night, you know. Can you take responsibility for this? All right. I am a man after all. I'll take responsibility.
Huh? Responsibility? For what? For what?
As we both turned around, slowly to look at Reina, our gazes drifted downward to the massive handbag she was carrying. It didn't seem logically feasible that it would be entirely filled with lunchboxes. Except this was Reina we were talking about here. I'm confused about what we are taking responsibility for. I think she's just saying a roundabout way of like, carry the giant ass bag of food that Reina brought. About 2 kilos, I guess. When Reina was picking it up, I could see she was struggling a bit. I say 5.
You're exaggerating. Keiichi-kun is a boy after all. I thought he could probably eat a lot, so I made a lot, okay? Let's get going. Heave-ho!
Just from the way she was lifting it up, I couldn't believe the only thing in there were lunchboxes. Correction, I say 5 kilos too. I'll help out, but all of it needs to be eaten. She even said the star out loud. Impressive, right? I don't know how you pronounce that. I won't forgive you if you make Reina sad. Got it? The only thing I could do at that moment was exercise a bit to make myself hungrier. Oh yeah, we're gonna go eat at the shrine. Having finished with the pleasantries, we began our leisurely stroll. A carefree walk bathed in the gentle morning sunlight. I couldn't have even imagined something so wholesome existed during my time in the city. These were the boonies, after all. No slovenly desk jockeys trudging to work on the weekends out here. It really was a nice place, peaceful and quiet. As sparsely populated as the village was, you could still run into people just by walking around. Good day.
Good day. Oh, you would be my Barakun, I believe.
My 2 companions exchanged greetings with everybody we ran across. This road we're on looks so dangerous. I mean, a little bit. The only time I've ever seen a wall like this in America was like blocking a freeway from a neighborhood. Wouldn't want to be walking down this if a car came. That's true, but I do think that there are certain like roads where cars aren't allowed in Japan, isn't there? I mean, it is the countryside, so who knows, but I know in the Netherlands, like they'll have like roads or like both paved or cobblestone where cars aren't allowed because it's all like pedestrians, bicycles, and stuff like that. So like you're not allowed to drive motorized vehicles on it. So, I mean, who knows? I don't think this specific road is like that, but I'm sure there are roads like that in a lot of towns. I think of that being more like a city center thing. That's true. That's very true. All of the passerbys even knew my name. When did I become this famous? We passed 3 people, and when all 3 of them knew me, I started to feel a bit paranoid. It's a bit hard to say. Everyone knows everyone since there are so few people here in Hinamizawa. So that means when an unfamiliar face walks by, they automatically assume that it's just that Maibara fella who just moved here. Yeah, that's how it works out. It was a process of elimination you could only pull off in a place like this, but it was quite effective. From now on, I'd better make sure to maintain a good reputation. The day I'm discovered accidentally gawking at a dirty magazine in the bookstore, I can expect all the villagers to be labeling me as a lech by the end of the day. Hinamizawa is not to be trifled with. That's not the end of this nightmare.
Of course I know them.
The first person we met was old man Takezo from the Makino bike shop. His hobbies are bonsai and playing the flute. Next we meet the grocer's second son, Daisuke-kun. His hobby is sharpshooting and he hopes to be an ace sniper in the future. And the person we just met was Mio-san, the nurse from the clinic. Her hobbies are birdwatching and photography. You know the names of everyone we passed by and even their profiles? Seeing my surprise, Mion and Reina exchanged looks and burst into laughter. Well, yeah, we're not like the city, where people hardly know their neighbors. Mio sounds so kind and innocent. It does but Mio, even though the spelling's different, it just makes me think of watching Luna play Fatal Frame earlier today.
Mio! Don't leave me!
Then let's try it out. You there, who am I?
You're Keiichi Maibara. You say some mean things, but you're actually a kind, shy person.
It's been 3 weeks since you transferred here. Your hobby is taking afternoon naps. Lately, you switched over to wearing boxers. Didn't you? That's enough, that's enough!
Boxers?
Enough of that! Apparently there is absolutely nothing you can keep hidden here. Yeah, she's been looking at your underwear. Who's been sneaking peeks on Keiichi changing for gym? Hinamizawa was not a place to be trifled with. Learn to wear a belt properly, Keiichi. You think he sags? Keiichi be sagging. Pull those plumber pants up, bitch. This feels more like you guys are showing me off rather than showing me around.
That's right.
We're parading her around like this after all. Don't you all think so too? It was the 80s. Weren't baggy pants trendy back then? That's a good question, but it depends on the style of baggy pants. I don't think sagging was in back then is the thing. and no school uniform, so Keiichi can go to school dressed as an MC Hammer if he wants. Yo, if he did though, that'd be pretty dope. I'm just saying, he's making a mistake by not doing so. That Kei-chan is fitting right in here in Hinamizawa. Jelly Bear! What's up?
Thank you! I'm so flattered you like the pumpkin!
I had so much fun drawing it. I'm glad everybody voted. It was fun. I'm glad I could do something like this for Halloween. I even updated all of my OA screens, and I have music for like my opening and closing too. Yes. Stream? Yeah. You'll see. There's no music for my BRB screen. I didn't put the music on there yet. I'll update it later since I'm not planning to do a BRB tonight. But yeah. If you don't stick around till the end of the stream, you can definitely see it in the VOD. It's really cool. I have a GIF for my starting soon screen, so it glitches like in the one I shared on Discord. It glitches like that one, and then I have music. I think it's really cute. I worked all day on it. I worked way too long on all of this. It was originally just gonna be the outfit, and then Luna and Astral mentioned like changing their overlay, and I was like, I could do that too. So next time that you see them in chat, make sure to thank them for all the work that went into this, because I did it because of them. I also actually now have transition screens for when I change between pages, so you guys don't have to just get the whiplash of immediately being on a new page. Yeah, here, I'll switch real quick so you can see. Here, I'll switch over to the intermission because the music will clash, but... Oh, come on. See? I have a little swap now. I ordered it on Etsy. I have to pull up the username and link so I can link it on my Twitch. I just haven't gotten around to it, but yeah. Thank you. I'm very happy with it. I'm very happy. Oh, okay. Let's see, hold on. Yes, Halloween is my favorite season. I'd be Halloween all year round if I could, but I also want to be cute and do other stuff, so we'll see. The population in Hinamizawa is shrinking, so the villagers welcome anybody who's new here. I thought about brushing it off with something to the effect of, "You're kidding me," but I held back. Had I ever greeted someone who just moved into the city like this before? Thinking about that made me believe what they said wasn't a joke at all. We passed another person. Of course, we were called out to again, the same way. Oh my, good day. It's wonderful seeing you getting along. This lady here is Fujishima-san. Good day. Oh my Bara-kun, how wonderful for you having a lovely girl on each arm. How are you? Getting used to life here? Instead of regurgitating a prepared response like I would have in the city, I responded with an empathetic nod. The old woman chuckled, voicing her appreciation of how energetic I was. She's an old lady! Oh, hold on, I gotta do my old lady voice. I sit up for this.
Oh, my Bara-kun, how wonderful for you having a lovely girl on each arm. How are you? Getting used to life here? Good.
As I looked back over to Reina and Mion, they gave me a wink. So, now then, about time to have lunch, maybe. I love my old lady voice.
As Annie is well aware, I enjoy the old lady voice, especially when I ask her for money. Because when I say it like that, it makes her laugh every time.
Oh, and Ana. Okay. Otter, would you like me to say anything specific, or do you just want me to say something encouraging? Ada in the old lady voice? Oh, okay.
Ada. Oh my, Zed, you're quite fetching this evening. Quite a fine bird, don't you think?
Woo! I'm very happy about that one. I really need to just get a list of really bad pickup lines. I really need to. Thank you for that one. That one was fun. Old lady Ada. Oh, I never would have thought of that before. Reina's brilliant smile signaled the approach of an event that both Mion and I were trying to forget. We both looked at each other. I'm a man. I'll do what I can. But it's just too much. It's fine, Kei-chan. Leave it to this old man. Mion has never seemed as reliable as she does right now. I'd expect no less from the class representative. Reina, if we're going to eat, we might as well all go somewhere with a view. I couldn't say it sooner because, fight, but the old lady Ada was amazing. Thank you. I'm so happy. I need to go back and clip that so I can share it on like TikTok or something. It's so good.
Yes. Good idea. I agree.
Reina nodded her head happily in response to Mion's proposal.
Ah, the cicadas.
Cresting the top of a stone stairway, a shrine drawn straight out of my imagination appeared before us. It had worn down a bit through the years, but the fallen leaves had been swept up, giving it a tidy feeling. I want to go to a traditional shrine in Japan someday. Or, well, I guess just a shrine, but it would be nice. I want to go to Japan someday.
Is anyone home, Nipaaaaah? This here is the Furude Shrine. It's probably the place with the best view around.
This place, be sure to remember it. On our next break, a festival will be held here. Isn't it a bit too early in the season for a festival? The Watanagashi isn't a summer festival. Long ago, it used to be a celebration in the end of winter. I myself will be going to Japan no matter, and every other I want to go to Japan so much. The only country I've been to was actually pretty recently, and I went to the Netherlands because I have family out there. And that was so nice. We drove all over the place because we have family on like either side, so we got to go like everywhere. Ironically, I did not go to Amsterdam. I did not have any stroopwafels while I was out there, but I did grow up on them because my grandparents are directly from over the water. They're from the Netherlands. So I did grow up on stroopwafels. Whenever we'd have family come visit to America, they'd pack their suitcases full of snacks and they'd bring over stroopwafels for the kids and then a bunch of other stuff for everybody. I do love them. Let's just say when the Nutella craze hit America, that was already old news for me because I grew up on Nutella. It was part of the stuff that they would bring with them. An easy Dutch breakfast is chocolate sprinkles on buttered toast. Or buttered bread, actually. If you want any idea of the kind of stuff I grew up on. A Dutch coworker who would always bring those around to share. Ah, yes. Stroopwafels are always good to share. I can never have too many of them myself, but I do enjoy a stroopwafel. They're so good. I used to buy them at the World Market that was nearby, but that one closed, so I gotta order them online now. But, I mean, listen, I could talk about the Netherlands for forever, and we'll never progress in the story, but I loved the Netherlands, and someday maybe I will tell you guys all about that trip.
But in the meantime, we're heading back to this fictional Japan. Back to Hinamizawa.
I was embarrassed for assuming that festivals had to be held in the summer. Oops, sorry, Reina, I didn't mean to click on you.
Now then, spread out the lunch boxes, and there!
Various colored lunchboxes were placed one after the other on top of the plastic sheet. It sure did smell delicious. It was Reina's home cooking. It went without saying that it would be delicious. But is it even possible to finish all of this? Hey, Mion, it'll take more than just a good view to get all of this down, you know.
Yay! Good afternoon.
Oh,
Good afternoon. It was Rika-chan and Satoko. Yay!
why are they here? Mion grinned over at me. I see. This was her secret plan. To power in numbers. You have my thanks, Mion. Following up when all the pieces are in place is my specialty.
We just had to come since there was such a commotion. What's the meaning of this?
Take a look. It's time for lunch. Buffet style. A handmade gourmet meal by Reina.
I can see that much. Why have you laid out a tarp on our property?
The temple is public grounds. It's not yours.
Keiichi is right. This is everyone's property.
Wow, Rika-chan is such a good girl. Have a seat. Eat with us. After opening up a spot for Rika-chan, I promptly turned my back on Satoko.
Hold on 1 second. Where's my spot?
No spot for you and nothing for you to eat.
Don't worry. There's some for you too.
Everyone's here for the picnic! Yum, 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 yum. Everyone's gonna eat some good food. None. I'll eat all of hers.
I will not allow that. Rika! Here, chopsticks.
Both Satoko and I leapt at the boxes, having it out with each other. Man, really, Kei-chan, you're really good at leading people on. You might even have a talent for this.
Have a plate. One for Ni-chan and Rika-chan too.
Reina whipped out pairs of chopsticks and paper plates.
If we don't hurry, it'll all be eaten up. Me.
That's right. Okay. Shall we commence this battle?
Please, eat a lot. There's enough for everyone.
Reina said as she opened up a thermos. Ooh, a thermos? Is there tea? Just then, I realized that this lunch was made under the assumption that 5 people would be eating. It didn't change how much there was, but the implication behind it was different.
I will not.
Oh, Jesus, I wasn't expecting the text to jump like that.
I will not allow you to have this hamburger.
Hope it's a thermos full of ice cream. You know? Maybe. You never know. Using your elbow is against the rules, Satoko.
Grabbing the back of my collar is also against the rules.
It was a tough battle, blocking with her full momentum and an elbow in the opening moves. Satoko appeared to have the upper hand, but the difference in our proficiency with chopsticks proved to be fatal and gave me the upper hand.
Ah, the last meatball!
I lost my voice, so I kind of threw it. Satoko Honjo has been bested. Nom. Nom 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 nom. Meatballs. Satoko and I amiably began choking at the same time, falling backwards and spasming. Rest in peace. I'm very proud of being able to overpower this tiny child. Yeah, honestly. Good job. You defeated a 7-year-old. Good job. I'm proud of you. Rika-chan patted me on the head to clear it, even though it was actually stuck in my throat. Seeing that made Reina blush and breathe heavily in excitement. It was almost like flowers were floating all around her. Mion advised Reina to refrain from saying anything that could get her locked up. This is how our meals usually go. I'd do anything in my power, just so things could stay like this. The intense battle calmed, and finally, everyone reached a point where they could begin talking. Receiving tea from the thermos, I let out a small sigh. I do wonder why there are so few words in Japanese to praise how something tastes. Isn't it because the idea of togetherness during a meal didn't begin until the modern era?
It seems that, long ago, people ate in silence. It must have made the people preparing the food a bit sad, don't you think? It's probably because back then, the people were busy even while eating, and didn't have time to compliment the flavor.
That's just you.
But, you know, just hearing that it's good makes me happy. That means...
I'm ruining my voice.
that my effort was worth it, I mean.
She blushed a little as she said that. It's Satoko's voice that's killing me the most. I'm really trying. You both redeemed hydrate. Alright, well since you both redeemed hydrate, I'm just gonna down the rest of this bottle. Hold on. I just chugged a third of the bottle, it's fine. I could drink an entire water bottle in one sitting if I really tried though. B used to call me a camel. No, correction, B still calls me a camel. I can chug. I mean, I do it on video, but I don't want to show my face. I did it in front of my niece once because she was like 7 and she was like, look what I can do. And she like drank like almost half of her Gatorade in one go. And I was like, oh, cool. And I picked up a bottle. I was like, watch what I can do. And then I chugged the whole bottle in front of her. And she's like, wow. She keeps forgetting how weird her auntie is.
It was delicious.
With absolutely perfect timing, Rika-chan struck Reina directly with praise. Oh, yeah. My niece has the funniest reactions. She's such a little weirdo. I hope she takes after me. She looked straight at her with an expression of bewitching innocence.
Oh.
After Reina uttered an unintelligible noise, a ring of smoke rose from her head with an audible poof.
Mika-chan, I'm going to take you home. No, I mean, thank you. It was really delicious.
Reina flushed red with excitement, embracing Rika-chan and rubbing her cheek against her so hard you could almost hear it. Just a little
To reward Rika-chan for her praise. Ta-da! These are special.
2 apple rabbits. After sticking toothpicks into them, she thrust them towards Rika-chan. After Rika-chan accepted them, the mood suddenly shifted in a bizarre way. Huh? What is it, Satoko? What's with that defiant look?
Has everyone prepared proper praise to receive apples from Reina-san?
Oh. Don't push yourself. What kind of... Oh,
Don't push yourself.
oh. I don't know who's talking, I'm sorry. Don't push yourself. What kind of praise can you think up with your weak vocab?
Well then, allow me to show you.
After Satoko flashed Mion and me a defiant look, she changed the tone of her voice suddenly.
Hey! So, Reina One-chan's lunch?
Satoko
Satoko thought it was yummy too.
Satoko looked up at her with a poutily while talking cutesy. What? How is that praise? That's not even persuasion by tears. That's persuasion by cuteness, isn't it? This is a Reina limited special skill. She blushed and her head spun, waving around in circles. Don't fall for it, Reina!
Oh.
Of course, that was just asking for the impossible. Reina glomped Satoko and began rubbing her cheek against her.
Kawaii! Satoko is so cute! Take you home! Oh.
Swish! Stab! Push! Satoko was also presented with apple rabbits. After stuffing them into her mouth, she looked over at Mion and me again with that defiant gaze. It only took 5 seconds to down Reina. That's unfair. To think she had such a trick. How could we possibly win? Swallow your pride into it, Keiichi. Honestly. Earn your apple rabbits.
If it upsets you so much, why not reward Reina-san with some praise?
Damn it! That was a dirty trick. First of all, that wasn't even praise. Satoko, you think you've won with that, don't you? How about I show you guys something much better than your superficial gimmicks? That sounds great, Mion. What kind of trick is it? Kei-chan is going to be the one who does it. What? Ahem.
Why don't I have you show me then?
Why don't I have you show me then the writing of an old maid? Okay, I don't know who's talking. I'm guessing. The plan of attack she suggested was wicked, but it was the only thing we had to beat Satoko. After sipping my tea, I started talking very naturally and calmly.
All are talking.
Perfectly. It really is good, isn't it? This is all freshly made, right?
No. Actually, almost all of it was frozen stuff.
Then which ones did you make fresh?
Well, it's embarrassing. Do I really have to say? Must I?
From the synergy of boy plus handmade lunchbox, her expression had melted into euphoria. I already know. This one, right? Reina turned an even deeper shade of red, the words, "I can't believe it," practically written on her face.
How can you tell? How? Oh, that I made it.
Of course, Mion had told me beforehand. It's been perfect so far. After acting like I was shy, I waited a beat. Next would be the finisher. It had your smell. That's so cringe. If someone told me food that I cooked had my smell, I would just walk away. I would not even be able to acknowledge that. I'm sorry. Oh my god. Silence enveloped the area. I would have said something more cringe but less creep. I would have said, I could taste love. Reina's face, still completely red, froze solid. With a small yelp, Satoko also blushed. Yeah, why are you gonna make it creepy? Why does the food smell like me? In fact, wouldn't it be the opposite? Is that the smell of the food reminds you of them? There are certain foods that the smell of it make me think of certain people. Yeah, anything. He could have said literally anything and it would have been better than the food smells like you. Of course, I blush too. I sure would like to try one of Reina's handmade rabbits. Apple rabbits. Or something. Even if this was all because I was competing against Satoko, it felt like I had crossed the line by a good 9 yards, I think. Then, at that moment... Oh, Jesus! Boosh! It was a Tupperware container filled with rabbits. Oh my god!
Please eat some, Ch1. There's plenty for you.
Instantly, dozens of the apples were shoved into my mouth, knocking me over. Oh my god, just like machine gun, just shoving the apples. Fuck. Okay.
Okay. Say, Ch1.
Oh my god, fuck. Here, have all of the rabbits. My head was forcibly laid upon her lap, and even more apples were shoved into my mouth. While she was squealing, one apple after another was forced into my mouth. More and more apples. Blech. Oh my god. How about them apples, Satoko? Looks like we win. K-chan, that was a beautiful sacrifice. How's that, Satoko? This is our complete victory, isn't it?
I can't believe it. Such trickery. It doesn't bother me at all.
Satoko ground her teeth, mortified. We did it. I claimed victory as my consciousness drifted slowly away from me. They agreed to be on the same team because they can't do the cutesy act. At that time, Reina stopped her squealing as she suddenly realized something.
Rika-chan, you're not eating it? Did the salt water make it too strong, maybe?
Looking over, Rika-chan had pulled the toothpick out of the apple rabbit, placed it into her cupped hands, and seemed to be at a loss for what to do.
Poor Mr. Rabbit. I feel sorry for him. I want to save him.
That was the sound of blood splurting from Reina's nose. Oh my god, Reina, please!
Tonight, I will take you home.
Oh my god. She shook sporadically, her head wobbling back and forth. No, Rika won. Rika won. Then, coming back to her senses, she took all of the apples around me, gathered them up with a whoop, 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 and fixed them back up on a plate.
Now they're all just fine, Kay. Here, I'll give them to you, Rika-chan. Kay?
Rika-chan raised up Satoko's hand like a referee after having that plate of rabbits shoved to her. She whispered,
This is our victory.
What? A comeback? I can't do the pretending to eat one. I just don't care anymore. Thus, my sacrifice ended up being in vain. Goodbye, cruel world.
Higurashi no naku koro ni.
I'm gonna crack open a new water. At this rate, I should have probably grabbed 3 water bottles. It was a fun-filled, crazy day. But as soon as the sun began to set, the end of the day really did come quickly. Later, Reina and Kei-chan. See you tomorrow. Thanks for today, Mion. I had a great time.
See you tomorrow.
Satoko and Rika-chan went home as well. We parted ways with Mion, and it ended up with just Reina and myself enjoying the evening air on our way home. Oh, are we gonna go by the dump? Can we go by the dump?
Thanks for coming today, Keiichi-kun. Was it fun?
Yeah, lots of fun. Almost feels like a waste to go home now.
Well then,
Yes, here we go!
would you mind taking a little detour maybe?
A detour? Is it far?
It's a bit of a walk, but it won't take long.
Since we had been walking around all day, I must have seemed a bit tired. Not feeling like teasing Reina, I quietly nodded. Is she taking us home with her? Am I actually gonna see Reina's house this time? Well, I probably won't because the way the backgrounds are, but... It's the dump! Traversing a small path up a small hill, the land suddenly stretched out before us. There, what looked like the remains of a dilapidated construction site came into view. A large heap of garbage spread out off towards the swamp. Probably illegal dumping. I recalled it being in the newspaper.
Ooh-hoo-hoo-hoo. It's been quite a while. I wonder what's here.
When you say it's been a while, you mean the business you had here was with this garbage pile?
It's not garbage. To me, it's a pile of treasure.
Reina had already entered that well-known cute mode of hers. So that meant there was something cute here? Whoa.
Whoa, a new pile. I can't wait.
She bounded up the unstable slope. I'd expect no less from a born and bred country girl. Hey, wait, I'm coming. Whoa. My city race self was completely pitiful. Yeah, look at all that stuff people just throw away. Want a free bulldozer? Right? Yeehaw.
It's alright. Just stay there, Keiichi-kun. It won't take long.
Reina kindly declined my accompaniment. Don't fall. Watch your step.
I'm fine. This is nothing at all.
Literally bounding up the heap of trash, Reina disappeared over the other side. I don't like being left behind, but I was still pretty tired from the whole day. From the whole day, so I just ended up waiting. Without the lively Reina around, the surrounding area quickly fell into silence. The cry of the Higurashi gently cooled the air. Fairly exhausted, I began to feel a little sleepy. Just then, the sudden noise of scattering pebbles alerted me to somebody's presence. Startled, I looked around. Tomitake-san! Wow, he is a lot beefier than I remember. Hello, Tomitake. Yeah, I was not expecting him to look like that. I mean, I know they made him pretty broad and tall in the anime, but dang, they really just... They defined his arms. I bet he gives good hugs. Standing there was a typical-looking photographer. That's typical-looking photographer? Keiichi, what photographers have you been meeting? I mean, maybe like wildlife photographer, maybe, but even then, I don't think I've seen that many photographers that ripped. Maybe it's from... yeah, well, maybe it's from lugging his equipment around. He's just that ripped because he does it all himself. He's a wild animal with those muscles. Yeah, honestly. Camera used to be, yeah, cameras used to be a lot bigger and heavier. Maybe he also used them for weightlifting. You gotta get all that stamina to haul that heavy ass equipment around in the 80s. Oof. Maybe that was normal in the 80s. I don't know. Standing there was a typical looking photographer. He spied over at me through his camera. His body was tanned and fit. But something about him seemed unreliable, and he had a bit of an aloof air about him. Well, it didn't seem like he was a bad guy in any case. Whoa, you surprised me. Although startled when I turned around, he overplayed his reaction. That was my line. I'm the one who's surprised here. My bad. I didn't mean to startle you. Are you from Hinamizawa? I gathered that he wasn't, from that question. Unfazed by my suspicious outlook, he introduced himself without my prompting. I'm Tomitake, freelance photographer. I come to Hinamizawa from time to time. I didn't ask who you were. Quite rude to photograph someone without consent, one would think. My bad. I mainly photograph wild birds. They can't refuse, you see.
My wide range of acting skills, but at what cost?
Watch me go into stream tomorrow with no voice. And I have another visual novel tomorrow.
It's fine, it's just practice. I'll just drink a lot of tea beforehand. It's okay. I'll figure it out. I gotta do my vocal exercises. You're quite the wild bird yourself, aren't you, Keiichi?
Sorry, I saw that and just thought of the Ada and I had to read it. So what? You're saying I'm the same as the birds? No, well, you see, that image of a young man in the twilight was just picturesque. we gotta salvage that from the VOD, I agree. I have to go back and clip it. I apologize for taking your picture without asking. Adults are pretty slick. All that annoyance I felt for being startled just flew away as he buttered me up. I had no intention of hanging around with this guy, trying to get cozy with me, except it didn't seem like Rena would be back soon. But this other guy, Tomitake-san, he didn't mind my cautious responses and continued rambling on by himself.
Keiichi-kun, sorry to keep you waiting. I'm finished now.
Rena popped her head out from one of the lower piles of garbage and waved her hand. You have someone with you? What would she be doing over there? That's what I wanted to know. Dunno. Maybe she's checking on the dismembered corpse that was out here long ago. Tomitake-san looked shaken up by that for a moment. Uh-oh. I responded like I would if I were talking with Reina and the others. It was quite a disturbing incident. They still haven't found one of the arms.
Keiichi-kun, sorry to keep you. You were waiting a while, I guess.
I'd best leave you two lovebirds alone. Again, my apologies for startling you, Keiichi-kun. Tomitake-san chortled suggestively, then disappeared into the twilight. Missing my chance to retort put me off a bit.
Keiichi-kun, are you angry? Why, I wonder?
It wasn't Reina's fault, so I decided to just brush it off for now. How was it? Find a treasure trove?
Oh, yes, so listen. You see, there was a Kenta-kun doll.
I'm gonna say it like she does in the anime. I'm sorry, I love that. Yeah, so we're not gonna address the corpse comment.
A Kenta-kun doll.
A Kenta-kun doll. Oh, that thing. Those statues they always have out in front of the fried chicken place. That life-size dummy?
Yes, Kenta-kun. Oh, kawaii. Omochikairi.
I couldn't tell how she decided what was cute or not, but, well, she seems to want it. Show us the Kenta-kun doll. I wonder if it will when we dig it out. I know we see it in the anime. I want to see if they replace the graphic with Colonel Sanders too. That would be really funny if they did, though. They just put like the little censor bar over his eyes. I mean, they might not be able to because of copyright, but you know. It's garbage, right? No one would care if you just take it home, right?
It's become the base of another pile. I can't dig it out easily. There's no lampposts over there, so it'll get dark pretty soon.
Reina seemed quite down about finding a treasure and not being able to bring it back. I'll help you out. To repay you for that delicious picnic you prepared today.
Oh, thank you.
Birds heading home to roost proclaimed that nightfall would soon be upon us.
Keiichi-kun's going to help. I can take Kenta-kun home. Oh.
Reina staggered along as if intoxicated in her dreamy state of mind. I tried asking her in a way that wouldn't take her out of her cheery state. Hey, Reina, long ago, did something happen here?
Seems like they were building a dam here. I don't know the details though. Oh.
I just wonder if you knew any. Just wondering if you knew about, you know, an accident or something.
I don't know.
Her tone was disturbingly frank. It sounded more like a denial than an answer. I must have appeared rather dumbstruck. Reina quickly lightened her expression.
Actually, I didn't live here until a year ago.
Huh? You transferred here too? I was sure that...
So you see, I don't really know much from before that. Sorry.
Don't really know. Don't want to talk about it. That was the kind of feeling she gave me. Thinking about it, of course it would be like that. This wasn't the type of thing girls would enjoy talking about. It was quite a disturbing incident, and seems they haven't... It was quite a disturbing incident. It seems they haven't been able to find one of the arms.
Don't want to talk about it.
I guess I should have just given her a really flat, like, out-of-place voice like they do in the anime. In the English dub, it felt so out of place, though, because it was just like, Mion, we're talking that... I don't know. And it's like, are you trying to be a robot? What happened? I'll try just dropping to just a normal voice or something. If it's just like Tomitake-san said, or I'll just drop octaves. I don't know. We'll see. I'll try again later, so I know she does it again. Then I had a feeling only the Higurashi would know. Hello? Okay.
Higurashi no naku koro ni. Ho ho. Hane.
I would play the opening song if it wasn't copyright. Just saying. Oh, I got new tips. The Maibara Mansion and then the damn site Murder Dismemberment newspaper. Ooh. Let me save real quick. Oh shit, I have all these different save spots? Okay. View all new tips. The Maibara Manor. Oh no, Jelly Bear, hurry and buy some Pokeballs to catch the Pokemons. Reina's voice does definitely demand a lot of range. Luckily, I used to practice that kind of tone a lot when I was younger, so maybe it'll be like a bicycle and I'll get back into it easily. The optional side scene thing is so weird to me. I don't know if I've seen other VNs do this. I haven't seen many that do it, but there are a couple that I've played that do it, such as like the one I was playing before, which is Black Butterfly. We took a pause from that for this. Yay! Good luck, Jelly Bear! I hope you catch the Pokemon. So, K-chan, you're not stinking rich. What's this all of a sudden? Did I come to school in a limo before? That's fair. A lot of people have not been catching Pokemon lately, and I feel like the community game is just being, yo, you caught it! It's because you doubted it. It was like, fine, I'll give it to you, whatever. Just don't say I didn't do anything for you. Good job catching this Moochum. It's like, oh, Jelly Bear over here fucking talking shit. I'll show them. How much do you get for a monthly allowance? About $10.
My, that's a rather plebeian amount. His lunch is made up of normal stuff. He isn't rich.
Wow, alright. What are they talking about? To be asked out of nowhere how much I get and then told that it's a plebeian amount. Yeah, everyone's judging like really fast.
Sorry.
Reina seemed to pick up on my dubious expression and started giggling. Kei-chan, your house, you know, it's pretty big, yeah? So the architecture has people all around Hinamizawa calling it the Maibara Manor, and it sort of stands out. Maibara Manor?
Since the house is so big, everybody is gossiping, wondering exactly how rich you are.
I see. Now I get it. Well, the frame of it is huge. I see how it could cause some misunderstandings.
From my deduction, I'd wager they spend too much money on building the house, and that's why they are now broke. Being broke, how very unfortunate.
Rika-chan took pity on me as she patted my head. Land is cheaper out in the middle of nowhere. You could afford to buy a bigger plot and make a big old house. I go from being treated like a millionaire to a beggar. Yeah, head pat. I need to get a head pat redeem or something that'll trigger. I gotta figure out how to use, I downloaded the mix it up thing that Luna uses, so I'm gonna be trying to set up some new stuff on my stream.
Some new point redeem stuffs, but I have lots of work to do to prep for it.
Yeah, sorry for ruining your imagination, but we aren't millionaires or poor. We're the image of a normal, average household. Yeah, and that's why I kind of want to do more of that, just so that way, because, I mean, I know I only get a few people per my streams, but I want to make it fun for you guys when you have time to stop by and say hi. A little patting hand gift that just hovers over your pumpkin. Oh my gosh. I should try and figure out how to do that, definitely. I can't do it quite like the VTuber models can, but I'll figure something out.
I'll get it. I'll figure it out.
You can't call it normal with that huge house. The entranceway is all grand, and the gate is large enough for a large truck to get through.
I try to be smart. Sometimes I'm smart. Most of the time I'm not, but sometimes I am.
That's not normal at all. They do say the bigger your house, the more prosperous you are. If that's supposed to be his house, that is a farm turned into a house. That's like a community hall. The reason the house is so big is because Dad's studio is in it too. There are a bunch of different workshops, and lots of his work are hung up in different places. All of them are huge too. For those reasons, the family actually uses only a third of the house for day-to-day living. Yeah, the shape definitely looks very barn-like. Oh, the barn houses out in the Netherlands, though, are so fucking cute. He planned it out so people and cars could come in and see the gallery he opens up in the house someday. By the way, the entranceway Mion is talking about is the one for the studio, and it's normally sealed off. The entranceway the Nipaaaaah family actually uses is a very plain and simple one. The interior is much different from how it looks on the outside. I like that we're getting a detailed explanation of Keiichi's house. I hope you are able to go visit someday. I wanted to go visit other places too, but we were there for like a specific reason, so we just stuck to the Netherlands. But it was very nice. I got to see all kinds of different places. I got to go to the cheese market. It was very crowded and I didn't handle it well, but it was really cool. Definitely feels like some of the details they mention will be important later. Yeah, definitely feels like it might be important later. On my list along with Japan and Switzerland. Nice. That sounds awesome. If you do go, please feel free to share any pictures you're willing to in the Discord server. I'd love to see. I don't get to travel much, but I do miss it. Yes. Score. I'd really like a chance to explore Kei-chan's house. Claiming not to be rich, but having a home like that? What could be hidden there?
Maybe there's something cute hidden. Oh. They probably had no money to purchase furniture, so it's filled with Spartan rooms. If there are carpeted rooms, I would love to try rolling around on the floor. Nipaaaaah. Wow, it'd be so great. I want to roll around too.
Seems like their imaginations were just piling on. Well, sometime in the near future, it wouldn't be too bad to invite them all to my house. Dad's a sucker for the ladies, so he might even let them look around his studio. The cry of the Higurashi crescendoed as the sky towered over everything. It was hot, but the summer air was clear. It smelled like the beginning of summer. Oh, I love the Higurashi. The sound is so good. Goofy brat. From June XX 1979 edition. Let me... Oops, where's my mouse? Okay. The Shishibon City Okinomiya Police Station, June XX, late at night. Suspects, redacted, were arrested on suspicion of murder and improper disposal of a corpse. The main offender, redacted, has been added to a wanted list nationwide. According to our stories, the 6 suspects were the Hinamizawa Dam construction site were at the Hinamizawa Dam construction site workroom on the Xth at 9 p.m., where they are suspected to have assaulted and murdered the site overseer as a group, dismembering his body and hiding it. On the Xth at 8 o'clock in the morning, a report was filed by the Shishibone City Hospital in which a male suspect alluded to having murdered Mr. X. When questioned at the police station, the individual confessed to the crime. Since a portion of the body was recovered at the location he gave, he was arrested that afternoon on suspicion of murder and mutilation of a corpse. Green dress person is so goofy. Yeah, Satoko is a silly one. The rest of the suspects were arrested the same day, but the main culprit is still at large. Police are currently on his trail. The motive is purported to be a drunken verbal dispute during which he killed the victim in a fit of anger. However, as there are multiple inconsistencies with their testimonies, the investigation is still ongoing. Ooh. All right. Some interesting factoids learned there. I should have just saved afterwards because I don't want to reread those, but it's fine. We'll do it. We'll just move on now. I want to see if we can start to get to the creepy stuff before we end the stream tonight, so this might go on a little long. But it's okay because I don't work tomorrow. Unless you count streaming, then I do, but that's late, so it's fine. A Kentakun? Ah, of course. That's right up her alley. Excuse me. I am gonna keep calling it a Kentakun. I understand her wanting to take home Satoko and Rika-chan, but I can't understand the Kentakun. What's so good about a four-eyed geezer? Probably better to hear it from Reina, don't you think? She'll probably just say, because it's so cute, though. Oh, I gotta fix my other bots aren't posting their thing, but I'll fix that for tomorrow's stream. Does Reina often go to the construction site to hunt for treasure?
Every now and then she says she's going to have a look.
But a girl her age rummaging around in the garbage is, well...
If Reina enjoys it, then I think it's fine.
What were they doing over there? Dam construction? It had been bugging me since yesterday, like an itch I couldn't scratch. It was canceled a long time ago. You would think they would notice a KFC shutting down, right? Everyone gathered together.
Everyone gathered together and fought against it.
Hearing an ominous word like "fought" come from Rika-chan's mouth startled me. That's right. It was unbelievable. They said Hinamizawa would be sunk into the reservoir and we had no say in the matter. So I'm only able to be here because the protest succeeded. Let me just cross my legs so I can get comfy.
I'm sorry. I didn't keep you, did I? Did I? My deepest apologies, Keiichi-san. It took me a while to powder my nose.
Satoko, wait, you use the can until you really have to go? Or wait to use the can until you really have to go. It's a lot easier since it shoots right out. Oh god, Keiichi, come on now.
Eek. How dare you speak that way to a maiden of unparalleled beauty such as myself?
You know, he is kind of like this in the anime too, so I should have expected as much. Who is she calling a maiden? If Satoko really was a maiden, she wouldn't have reacted like that. The usual hijinks ensued. Oh, I can't wait to see their crazy faces with this artwork. Now then, gentlemen, in accordance with the rules of our society, I bring a point to discussion. He, Keiichi Maibara-kun, wishes to be included as a member in our activities. What say you?
Dana has no objections. I wonder if the likes of this peasant is up to the task. Me and Satoko both approve. Nipaaaaah.
The three that Mion had queried voiced their approval. Oh, I like that they use the word queried. I don't see that very often. A unanimous decision. Congratulations, Keiichi Maibara-kun. I present to you the honor of being allowed to take the entrance exam for our club. Start from the beginning. I didn't say I would join. What club is this? What our club does, you see, in order to cope with our complicated society, we perform various activities under different sets of rules. Sometimes they're in your favor, and sometimes they work against you.
I'm pretty weak, so I'd prefer if you didn't single me out. Let's try to get along.
We are about to join the fight club. Yeah. It's the child version of Fight Club. I believe it.
You're so naive, Reina. The law of the jungle is survival of the fittest.
This was starting to sound a bit sketchy. So, what kind of club is it?
To sum it up, it's a club where we play games together.
Mika-chan was the only one to answer my question with a pertinent response. So basically, this club put Mion's hobby of collecting games to use by playing the various games that Mion had hoarded every day. It seemed that, depending on the day, there were prizes for the winner or a penalty for the person who finished in last place. I'll make this clear right now. We aren't playing house here. You should treat each win-or-loss as if your life depended on it, alright? What's wrong with just having fun? Don't make it sound so crazy. The first rule of our society. Aim only for first place. Going at it half-assed just because it's a game is not allowed.
Rule number 2 of our society. For that reason, you are obligated to make all possible efforts.
The way Satoko said it, it sounded like she was saying use any means necessary.
Of course, I will do my best too. I'm pretty weak, but I'll try my best.
I knew what they were trying to say. In a game where everybody is aiming for the top, it's rather unsportsmanlike to just play for fun. Alright, then I too will go all out. With that, I was finally ready for the rite of initiation, my baptism into the club. A word of warning, Kei-chan. Nana can get pretty nasty. This initiation looks like it's going to be rough. Mion began fishing around the student lockers in the back of the room. They have games here at school? Well, it's club equipment, so I guess that's fine. Complicated games would put Kei-chan at a disadvantage, so today we'll play a game that you should be familiar with. How about a standard card game, like Old Bachelor? Alright, let's do this. Old Bachelor? Do you mean Old Maid? Can't really get into it unless there's a penalty. This time, the loser will be sentenced to having their face drawn on. What do you think?
Well, it won't be oil-based paint, right? Right?
Oil-based face painting with oil-based paint? That's perfect! Satoko cheered the idea on. She didn't even flinch at the thought of such a severe penalty. It seemed like she was raring to go. If it's going to be like this, then I can't lose either. Then I'll just cut the deck and start dealing. Old Bachelor is pretty much the same as Old Maid. Oh, okay. There's only one difference. There's no Joker. In its place, one card is pulled out at the start, meaning there will be one card without a match left over at the end. You don't know which card will end up being the Joker. That actually sounds pretty fun. It's a pretty thrilling game. Do people really play this? I mean, I would. That sounds fun.
I'll take out the card now.
Reina took out one card and left it face down on the table. Everybody stared at the card intently. Well, it'd be pretty obvious in the endgame. No way to tell at the start. But the rest of them were very serious. They didn't seem as relaxed as I was. Yeah, we got the exciting music, dang! This game is for real! They compared their cards to the one face down, all while gauging each other's reactions. Is this like a trick deck where there's like subtle differences for the type of card that it is, like you would for like magic tricks? It was as if they could see what the face down card was. That's not exactly an easy like starting game for Keiichi. That's pretty cruel. He's at a severe disadvantage. No, it couldn't be. This deck is pretty worn out. No way. Can everyone tell by the scratches what the card on the table is? Yeah, he's gonna have to memorize it.
Remember the second rule of our society. Keiichi-san must try his hardest to win as well. A number of cards are quite unique, Keiichi-kun. Keiichi-kun should be able to remember them pretty quickly.
She said that so matter-of-factly. Suits me fine. Don't think a little thing like that can be your crutch. I lashed out angrily, but it was rather obvious I was at a disadvantage. After all, they'd gone as far as to memorize the wear and tear of each individual card. This wasn't a simple game of Old Bachelor. If this was a test, oh Jesus, don't jerk the text around like that. Then they were playing with the answer sheet in front of them. Bring it. I'll take advantage of your carelessness and beat you at your own game. That baseless confidence would soon be crushed. Ooh. How about I tell you your hands starting from the right? 3, 4, 9, Jack, Queen.
By the way, the Bachelor is the Jack of Diamonds. I can tell what they are, even if you switch them around. I am out.
Yeah, he was doomed from the start. I thought I was prepared, but for it to be this brutal, just overwhelming. Demons. You're all demons. Dana isn't a demon, are you?
Sorry, Keiichi-kun. This is the 3 of Hearts, isn't it? I'm out.
Not even a hint of mercy. Dana, even Rika-chan. These club activities weren't to be trifled with. An alumnus of this club would definitely survive in the cruelest of situations. If our entire class had self-detonating collars strapped to their necks and were dropped into a death match on a deserted island these guys would probably take to it like fish to water. Blech. I can already picture their joy as they hunt down each of their classmates. It's a lowest point system. The order itself dictates the points. Whoever has the lowest point total wins. Since Keiichi finished last,
he has 5 points.
There's already a 5 marked down on my scoreboard.
I think it's unfair to Keiichi-kun if we don't use a new deck.
It's fine. Kei-chan is a man after all. He can turn the tables even if the odds are stacked against him, right?
It's fitting for a lowly peasant to scamper home to soak their pillow in tears, don't you think?
A petite hand laid itself on top of my head, which was trembling from uncontainable frustration. It was Rika-chan's.
Keep on fighting, Nipaaaaah!
Little known side effect of testosterone. It helps you to see marked cards. Yeah, secret power. Thanks to Rika-chan's words of encouragement, I was able to calm down. You need to be calm, especially when you're cornered. That's the power I could muster during this crisis. Think clearly, Keiichi Maibara. Take your time and look at the cards carefully. It's just as Reina said, each card had its own distinct markings that made them stand out. Memorizing them should be pretty simple. Think about what you can do in this situation. Try everything in your power to improve your chances of victory.
Whoa, great, Keiichi-kun, just like that!
I covered the uniquely marked cards with my hands, or other cards, arranging them in such a way that they couldn't be seen.
The one with the ripped corner should be the 5. And I'm out.
I couldn't let any of those precious hints slip me by. All information is a weapon. Then it was my turn. Satoko fanned her cards for me.
You see, I want the 7.
Or, you see, I want the 7. Is it this one?
I wonder about that. You won't know unless you take it.
There was a bit of dismay in her expression. Like she didn't want it taken. That kind of expression. I won't let that momentary lapse slip by me. I know. It's this one! Got it! 7 of spades. A cheer of ooh rang out.
What's this? The 7 should be the hardest one to tell apart.
Ooh. It wasn't from memorizing the markings. Those slight changes in their expression was all expression as I was selecting the card were enough. Can't hide it from me, Kei-chan. This mark means the 2 of diamonds. What? She was startled by her own misread. Of course, everyone else was too.
Whoa! It's rare that Mi-chan gets a card wrong.
No. Kei-chan, could it be you? They told them apart by different marks. That mark was a nail scratch. So I put a new one on it.
Are you saying he disguised it as the 2 of diamonds? What an impressive show of wit! Keiichi landed a clean hit.
Clap, clap, clap. Yeah, he's now destroying the cards.
That's great, Keiichi-kun. That was an incredible match, you know?
Having defeated the Forerunner, Mion, my brilliant battle left me ecstatic. But by total points, it was already set in stone that Mion would win and I would finish last. I laughed haughtily, selecting the tone of my voice carefully to get on Mion's nerves. Well, I'm going to end up the loser, but I'm satisfied with one-upping Mion in the end. That should be the proverbial slap in the face to Mion, who was at the top already and ensured victory. Even if Keiichi gets first place in this round, he'll still end up in last place overall. Don't you hate that? Of course I do. Let's have a duel. One chance. If you win, then we'll swap first and last place. How about it? You up for it? She fell for it. A chance for an upset that would be possible without goading her into it. One chance, you say? Let me hear the rules. Mion discarded 2 cards from her hand and replaced one with the Joker card that was on the table, then shuffled the resulting hand behind her back. The card in my right hand or the card in my left? Oh, it's all up to chance now. If Kei-chan can guess which hand the Joker's in, then he wins. When you turned around just now, you didn't pull out the Joker, did you? If you lose, I'll show you the card in the other hand. That okay? The other 3 gulped nervously at this unexpected turn of events. All right, you've got it. Mion grasped 1 card in each hand and thrust them out at me. First, I needed to inspect them closely. The card on the right had no distinguishing marks. I couldn't tell which one it was.
Which one, I wonder? Keiichi-kun, be careful.
Yeah, of course. This is my chance for a big comeback! Looking closely at the card on the left, I saw a little wear. It wasn't one I had seen before.
That card is...
I didn't let that bit from Satoko slip by me. Mion clicked her tongue. I didn't recognize the mark on the left from the small number that I had memorized. I didn't know what the left card was, but I could tell that Satoko's reaction, from Satoko's reaction, that the card had already appeared during the game. Since it had already appeared before, it meant that it definitely wasn't the Joker. Oh, Kei-chan thinks it's the one on the right. Will you choose that one then? Will you? The left card definitely wasn't the Joker. If I could trust that theory, then I should have been able to declare that that card to the right was the Joker. Even without Mion's taunting, the one to the right was most suspicious. It also depends on how she's holding them. Is she covering part of it? But wasn't it a bit too rash to decide based solely on Satoko's reaction? More carefully. Ah! I remember now. That mark, the left card. No doubt about it. The 7 of clubs. Unless she put the mark there.
It's the 7 of clubs I see.
Or it's the 7 of clubs I see. I won. The card on the left was the 7 of clubs. So that meant the card on the right was the Joker. And then, just before my hand touched the right card, I froze. I would expect no less from you. There was a wave of murmurs amongst the onlookers at my sudden halt, right before I confirmed the right card was the Joker.
Huh? What could Keiichi-san possibly be saying? I mean, the left one is... Shh.
Even the spectators now, yeah. Oh, what makes you so certain that the right one isn't the Joker, Keiichi-san? Mion let loose an unexpected question. Everyone else was baffled. I don't know what the card on the right could be, but I know that the one on the left is the 7 of clubs.
Then, doesn't that leave the right one as the Joker? One of them has to be the Joker, right?
Yeah, one of those is the Joker, right?
Keiichi has good intuition. Huh? Mika-chan, what do you mean by...
So basically, the 7 of clubs, I discarded that by matching it with Satoko's 7 of spades earlier. Everyone's attention snapped to the discarded pile at the same time. The truth of the matter couldn't be discerned from the sloppy pile. So that means Mion pocketed one of the discarded cards, then aligned it over the left card, and that means...
I see! I get it! This left card is being disguised as the 7 of clubs, right?
It was the first time since the start of the match that a shadow ran across Mion's expression, and I didn't let that slip by. Then, with a grand flourish, I declared it loudly. The Joker is the left one! It was an intense moment. That 1 second felt like an eternity for everyone there. My grandfather's deck has no pathetic cards, Mion! Behold, Exodia! Breaking that silence, the first one to speak was Mion. Being the first president of this club, I've been witness to a variety of performances. Kei-chan, yours is the best. The best of the best of the best. That was probably the greatest compliment Mion could give. Mion accepted her defeat, dropping the cards from both hands. My comeback victory! Mika-chan placed her hand on my head and began patting it, congratulating me on my victory.
Huh? Mika-chan. Mika-chan is...
Reina and Satoko gasped at us, as if they had seen a ghost. What is it, Reina? It's not as if I cheated or anything, right? This was fair and square. Oh.
Mika only pets someone on the head to console them.
Uh-oh, I don't think we won. Huh? What's the meaning of... At that moment, Reina let out a small shriek.
Keiichi-kun! This is how it was?
You know, Kei-chan, I thought you'd read into that too... you read into it that far. I thought you'd read into it that far. Everyone froze. No, it was just me. It was a gamble. If you had just jumped to conclusions like a little brat, then I would have lost. It was the answer everyone was certain about. Mion picked up the card from the losing hand. Kei-chan, you know, you should take pride in this loss. She turned it around. That was the card that proclaimed the victor of this duel. The card under the 7 of clubs. Unbelievable. It was the 2 of diamonds. It was a setup behind the setup. If I'd just picked the right one without reading so deeply into it. I, Mion Sonozaki, as the club president, do accept Keiichi Maibara's membership into our club. As I slumped to my knees, dazed, everybody let out a round of applause for... Well, how's it going, dude? How's it going, dude? Oh, how's it going, dude? As I slumped to my knees, dazed, everyone let out a round of applause for the excellent effort I gave despite my defeat. I am a big Game Grumps fan, if you can't tell by the fact that I've kept that audio in here this whole time. Keiichi really did try. He really did try. The match is now over. Today's victor is me, Mion Sonozaki, and our exalted loser is Keiichi Maibara. Everyone made a commotion, applauding cheerfully. I felt I was bested, but I was so soundly beaten that it unexpectedly felt rather refreshing.
Wow. When Mi-chan pulled that little trick behind her back, I got excited thinking she's gonna do it again. When Keiichi stopped a moment before touching the correct card, I thought he fell for it. He fell for it quite handily.
Huh? Hey, wait. All of them knew from the start and still got so excited so earnestly?
Everyone got excited to make it more fun, Nipaaaaah!
You're all demons! You monsters! Now then, Kei-chan, it's time for your penalty. Since it's your first day participating, I'll go easy, okay? It would be a problem if you refused to come to school. The other 3 members held down my arms and shoulders firmly. Mion approached, licking her lips. Her right hand went to pull something out of her pocket. That's a felt tip marker. It's large and oil-based. Okay, here we go. She took the cap off the marker and brought it slowly up to my face while I was immobilized. No! I let out my death throes.
Boo, I lost. Oh. Higurashi no nakukoro ni. Ho ho.
Aw, dang, we're 3.5 hours and it hasn't gotten spooky yet. Let's go for 4! As soon as the club activities were finished, Reina flew off. Probably so she could dig out that cute Kenta-kun she wasn't able to take home yesterday. So today, it was just Mion and me walking home together. A rather rare occurrence. I mean, that makes sense. I'm just impatient. A mountain of treasure, huh? The guys throwing it away probably never thought in their wildest dreams that Reina would be grateful to them. Mountain of treasure meaning that damn construction site from before. Oh, right. Mion would probably tell me. That murder by dismemberment that seemed to have happened here. Over there, you know, at the damn construction site. Did something happen there? Long ago? Something sure did. A grand battle. There were sit-ins and demonstrations. It was a bit different from what I'd wanted to hear, but I decided to listen all the same. It was our land that was going to be sunk into the dam reservoir. I would have fought as well, probably. The government guys were really adamant about it, acting all big and full of themselves. Since they figured out that they couldn't settle it with money, they did a bunch of nasty stuff. They were nasty guys.
They did a big bunch of nasty crimes.
Mion spoke excitedly, as if the whole thing was happening right in front of her. I'm amazed you guys won. You were facing the federal government, right? The mayor and prominent figures in the village all signed petitions. They went to Tokyo and struck deals with the legislators. And as a result, the development plan was retracted. They murdered the nasty overseer and dumped him in the nasty...
They murdered the nasty overseer and dumped him in the nasty mountains.
I just wanted to do that voice.
They're a bunch of nasty crime children.
Yeah, it was our complete victory. Thank you. That makes me really happy that you think my voices are good. There wasn't any violence, was there? Like assaults or murders? None. She promptly cut me off. The same as Reina had. Her words signaled the end of the conversation, or the end of the discussion. Tomitake-san said one arm wasn't found in the incident. I thought that a murder by dismemberment had occurred, but I guess I was wrong. My curiosity unsated, I sighed dejectedly inside. Later. See you tomorrow. Kei-chan, you can't wash that off until you get home, got it? I got it, I won't. Mion held back her laughter while stealing glances at my face. I wonder what kind of nasty doodles they drew. I just misremembered and thought there was a murder.
I just misremembered and thought there was a murder.
I need to do that little bonk emote with the little tongue sticking out and the winky face. I should make an emote of that. I like that. I love that face. Damn you, Mion. You shall rue this day. If our roles are ever reversed, I'm going to slop it on. All over your face so you won't be able to take it off, even with a scouring pad. Ah, dude, she'll have to remove an entire layer of skin. It's not a tattoo. Upon arriving home, I ran straight into my room, embarrassing myself yet again. Yeah, word phrasing. The mood I'd come home to was already on edge. It's not an uncommon thing in our family. Whenever Dad can't come up with a good idea, it always ends up like this. He stomps around the house with his arms crossed. Mom whispered into my ear,
Welcome home, Keiichi-kun.
Dad, he's in a bit of a rut right now, so don't bother him, okay? He can't come up with a new idea?
It's because the deadlines are so close together this time. Your dad needs time to recharge, or he doesn't work as well.
Dad's paintings feed our entire family. If he runs out of ideas, then it's the end of the Maibaras. We've never gone hungry before. Could it be that my dad's a master painter? Wouldn't it be easier to get an idea taking a walk outside rather than wandering around the house?
The theme of the picture this time is in the household. So it seems your dad wants to use this house as a motif.
That's quite a bothersome motif. Keiichi, pick up your room. It looks terrible. Sorry, I'll clean it up later. Oh, come on. Please don't use my room as the motif.
Keiichi, there's still some time before dinner, so please go take a walk out back or something.
Oh, yeah. His bad mood is only temporary. As soon as he gets an idea, his mood improves and starts humming. Until then, it wouldn't be a bad idea to just take a walk so I don't aggravate him further. Oh yeah, the background we saw earlier is accurate. It is a mess. That makes sense. Well, I guess I will then. I said I was going to take a walk, but I didn't have any particular destination in mind. I just needed to kill some time. I got on my bike and pondered where to go. I could just go read at the bookstore, but it would take about an hour by bike to get to town. It would be dark by the time I got back, so I didn't want to go unless I had to. The roads at night here in Hinamizawa creep me out. If Mion or Satoko ever found out about that... I smiled royally. Oh, yeah. Reina was probably still at the Mountain of Treasure, the dam construction site. The evacuation of Kenta-kun was probably taking her a while. It wouldn't be so bad to have her owe me one. She might return the favor next time we have club activities. With a bit of a self-interest in mind, I set off towards the dam construction site. Tomitake-san might be there as well. The only person with information about the incident that both Reina and Mion denied knowing anything about. If I met him again, I'd like to ask for more details. To ask, was there really a dismemberment here in Hinamizawa? Wandering to the dump alone, what could possibly go wrong? Honestly. That was my real intention.
Hello? Hello? Hello?
I spotted Reina struggling up on the slope of the garbage pile. It looked like Kenta-kun was lodged in there pretty firmly. It didn't look like Reina would be able to excavate him by herself. Realizing that Tomitake-san wasn't around, I began climbing up the slope unsteadily. Hey, Reina. Looks like you're working up a sweat.
Whoa, Keiichi-kun! What brings you to a place like this?
A place like this, huh? I see. She was aware of it, at least. I received a signal for emergency assistance at an accident site. Where's the injured party?
Huh? Accident? Huh?
But there was a report. A report Kenta-kun was buried alive in a trash pile.
Huh? Oh, that. You scared me. Don't frighten me like that, Keiichi-kun.
I was just kidding. I thought you might be struggling by yourself, so I came to help you out.
You came for me? Oh.
Well, I've filled my quota for today. If I don't see Reina blush at least once a day, then I'm not getting my daily required nutritional intake. Just kidding. You're embarrassing me now.
So, huh? What part of was a joke? What part was it?
I just ignored her bewilderment. Okay, now, move out of the way. So, where is Kenta-kun?
Sorry. Can you see him? In the gap?
He's really buried in there. Or I was hoping it was gonna show him. The Kenta-kun was sideways, surrounded by boards and other construction materials, like they were caging him inside. According to Reina, it wasn't like this yesterday. Right, KFCCG? Oh my god, listen though. There is an otome game that I have about Colonel Sanders. There is a Colonel Sanders dating game, and I have it. I will play it for you guys someday. It is hilarious. I have it. It is a free game. It's so good. It's so good. It is really short. I'll probably, if I do like an April Fool's stream, I'll stream that and maybe a couple of other silly things. It's so funny. I loved it. As soon as I found out about it, I immediately went and downloaded it. It was hilarious. According to Reina, it wasn't like this yesterday. It seemed as though another illegal dumper came yesterday, dumped again, and now he's buried like this. You're trying to move this pile all by yourself? With those scrawny arms? There's no way she would be able to do that with her slender arms.
But Kenta-kun, so cute. There's a chain on the Kenta-kun at the store. This one, though, I should be able to take this one home. Oh.
If Reina gave up on this Kenta-kun, she'll probably start devising a plan to steal the one that's in front of the store. As Reina's guardian, I won't allow her to sully her hands with crime. Out of the way. I'll do it. Reina blushed again, but this time I left it alone. The pile was enormous. Also, the more days we wasted, the more likely another illegal dumping would occur. If it got buried any deeper, there would be nothing that could be done.
Keiichi-kun, I'll help too. Let me help.
You just get in the way, so stay back. Pulling out scraps, bending them, tossing them aside, I quickly became covered in sweat and dust. Boy, you gonna have to take a shower before you eat din-din. Flying objects drew beautiful arcs across the twilight sky, one after the other. Lumber, timber, plywood. Damn it! I didn't want to shout, I'm sorry. That actually hurt my throat more than if I shouted.
We must save Kenta-kun. He's buried beneath the rubble.
No matter how much I threw out, there was still more. Even though I could see Kenta-kun right there. After grandstanding like that in front of Reina, I felt frantic because of how little I had progressed. If I was going to do this seriously... Ugh. Sorry, little tiny moth has decided to land on my arm. Get the fuck out of here, buddy. If I was going to do this seriously, I'd need an axe or saw or something. Ah, yes, it's time for her to go fetch the cleaver.
That's enough, Kenta-kun. Or that's enough, Keiichi-kun. You're so sweaty.
An axe, you say? An axe, you say?
You don't have to try so hard.
I'm just doing it for you, Dena. Don't worry about it. Nana began sputtering and turned beet red. Whoops. I meant to say I was trying to do my best to keep her from becoming a criminal. Oh well. I guess I just need a break. This is pretty tough. I sprawled out on my back over the grassy slope.
I'm so sorry. You're covered in sweat.
Reina patted her handkerchief against my forehead. It felt pretty nice.
Well, wait here a minute, okay? My house is pretty close. I'll bring you some barley tea, okay?
Leaving the handkerchief on my forehead, Reina took off running. The cry of the Higurashi gently cooled the air. After I was certain that Reina was gone, I picked myself up and headed towards what I discovered earlier. Oh. There was a garbage pile of magazines and newspapers bound up in twine. Oh, and it wasn't put with the recycling? For shame. Unless I'm mistaken, I believe it was around here. Yes. There it was. They were bound in stacks of not-so-reputable tabloids. They were stacked chronologically, going back quite a few years. It was quite a disturbing incident. It seems they haven't been able to find one of the arms, you see. If it was just as Tomitake-san said, then undoubtedly there would be a mention of the murder. These are troubled times. I thought I saw something move out of the corner of my eye, but there's nothing there.
But I do live in a haunted house, so that is kind of normal.
There is no end to these sickening incidents. There's a large part of society drawn in by these interests as well. Yes and no. I do actually live in a haunted location. Not so much that the house itself is haunted, but we get a lot of activity, so it's pretty normal to think you see something that's not actually there. Everyone has it. It's very common in this house. I've told Luna some stories. Terra Nova's experienced it. So it had to be recorded. It depends on the spirit. Sometimes we get some that like to mess with the dogs, but most of the time the dogs don't really react too much. Like sometimes they'll just like stop and stare like cats do. But for the most part, most of the ones that we see don't really mess with the animals too much. Which is nice, because they bark at the door enough. It had to be recorded somewhere. I unfastened the packages and opened the rain-soaked pages, carefully looking over the table of contents. The activity's definitely gone down over the years, but when I was younger, there was definitely a lot of spoopy activity going on. Let's just say when Paranormal Activity came out, I found the movie extremely boring because it all seemed very basic to me. It's like, what, don't people normally experience things moving on their own? Like, I very rarely see things move, like, live on their own, but you would be amazed at the amount of things that you would lose in this house because they get moved to other locations. It's very common. Not here. Next one. Not here. Next one. It was hard to search since I didn't know when it happened. I didn't know who the perpetrator or the victim was either. I only knew it had happened here. I looked up every so often, checking to see if Rena had come back or not. I wouldn't want her to see me gawking at a dirty magazine, but it wasn't just that. Both Rena and Mion said they didn't know. But it had happened, without a doubt. As long as Tomitake-san wasn't lying. Then, if both Rena and Mion... Ah, yeah, there it was. If they had just said... Ah, yeah, there was. If they had just said that, then I wouldn't have gotten so hung up on it. An incident that neither Rena nor Mion wished to talk about. Trying to uncover it after they tried to conceal it out of good intentions. That made me feel like I was acting against my friends. Hinamizawa dam worker lynching. Murder by dismemberment. Ooh, we found it! I mean, that's fair. I think it was only like 10 years ago, though. Could be their parents wanted to protect them. That's fair. I guess we'll find out as things progress. Here it is. And then again, it's a tiny town and everyone knows everything. That's, I think, is the biggest point there, is that everyone knows everyone, so it would be weird to not know. The featured article was in the back and seemed that there was a photograph in the colored pages at the front. The pages of the featured article were stuck together and weren't easy to open. Nena could return at any moment. Feeling rushed, I gave up and opened the photograph page. The police investigators were carrying a body bag, and newspaper reporters were all bathing in camera flashes. The image was blurry and hard to understand, but I could definitely make out the headlines. A tragic nightmare at the Hinamizawa construction site. Lynching and murder / dismemberment. The victim was the site foreman. He had assaulted his assailants daily with an explosive backlash from his daily actions. It's a horrible image to see the site foreman as it happened. It really did happen. It seemed the details were on the next page. I turned the page without pausing. On it was... Oh God, I'm getting really nervous because I remember this is the part where Reina was standing behind him in the anime. Oh. I'm glad I only have one headphone on right now. The assailants butchered the victim's body with hatchets and pickaxes, then used the axe to split the cadaver into 6 pieces. The head, the arms, the legs, the torso. Oh my God. I don't know, I'm a little concerned. I could understand just from the headline that it was just too horrible an incident. Normally, a lynching was just assault and murder, right? Dismemberment with hatchets and pickaxes? That wasn't a lynching. It was a merciless killing to the letter. A brutal murder. Done by a group of people. With hatchets. With pickaxes. With an axe. Pickaxes wouldn't even work well for that. What? Huh? Oh, sorry. I looked at chat as the thing transitioned, but it was just a flash.
Yeah, sorry. Did I startle you? Did I startle you?
Nana dropped the axe she was holding onto the grass after being startled by my voice. Oh.
Keiichi-kun, you see, earlier, yeah? You said it would help if you had an axe, didn't you?
She was actually holding an axe. She was actually holding an axe. Because you can't see it, let me just show you real quick.
I'm holding a knife.
Knife. So I just have it off screen so it's not always present.
Yeah. Both versions I have knife. So then I brought an axe for you from the shed.
Reina fluttered her arms in a panic, continuing to explain and apologize. Also, you changed your clothes? It seemed I'd been glaring at her pretty intensely.
I'm sorry.
I'm sorry. I guess my reaction was a bit overboard.
No, I'm sorry as well. I'm sorry.
Night was drawing close. I was pretty worn out, and it wouldn't hurt to do the rest tomorrow. Doesn't look like we can break that last beam without an axe. You brought it after all. I'll have to borrow it tomorrow, all right?
Okay.
Why do you look so glum? Tomorrow we'll be digging out Kenta-kun, right?
You're right. I really want to take Kenta-kun home soon. How?
We both knew that it was useless to apologize any more than that. I quenched my thirst with the barley tea Dana had brought and wiped off the sweat that had now gone cold. We took the path to head home. I felt quite guilty about the tabloid wrapped up in my jacket.
Higurashi no nakukoro ni.
We made it safely past Reina sneaking up behind us with an axe. Yeah, that's not bad. That's not bad at all. Ooh, receive new tips. Hinamizawa Dam Project and Special Tabloid Report. One man's trash. Help Reina find her treasure. I just got an achievement. It didn't pop up down here, but I got it. Okay, we'll read these and then... Ooh, almost knocked over my microphone, sorry. We'll read these and then save, and then we'll call it for the night. So that way, because it's getting late. Okay. October 1975. In accordance with the Prime Minister's Bulletin Number, Hinamizawa's Electrical Development Master Plan was announced. The vast scope of the projected Hinamizawa Dam will have an incredibly heavy impact on the village of Hinamizawa. Yeah, 4 hours of reading, and I do it tomorrow, too. Oof. The flooded area caused by the Hinamizawa Dam would include... I keep seeing things move. Stop. Focus. I'm not gonna go into it. I thought I saw something move. I'm gonna need a de-stress after this. The flooded area caused by the Hinamizawa Dam would include the 5 areas of Hinamizawa, Takatsuro, Kyotsu, Matsumoto, and Yagochi. The submerged area includes 291 houses. Population 1,251. 1 elementary school, 1 middle school, 1 post office, 1 agricultural cooperative, 1 forestry department lumberyard, 5 shrines, 2 temples, and 1 fishery. All of these communal, cultural, agricultural areas and places of worship will be indefinitely submerged at the bottom of the artificial lake basin. Forsaking the hundreds of years our ancestors poured their blood and sweat into this fertile, resource-rich land is just too painful to bear. It's not like 1,250 people is a big city, but that's still bigger than I thought it was. Yeah, it's definitely a lot more people than I thought it was. All the residents having homes that were to be submerged band together and created the Onigafuchi Defense Alliance. Onigafuchi. The dam project was halted and petitions to alter the plan were circulated. The citizens sought peaceful negotiations, but the government and its puppet company openly refused. Performing unspeakable heinous acts, they quashed the democratic actions of the villagers. But the villagers did not falter. Instead, they banded together even more closely and steeled their resolve to protect their homes to the death. The continuation of the frightening Hinamizawa Dam construction project is still stalled as of today. The villagers understand that the stalling was caused by sublime power through unity. We will protect our homes to the death, you see. Your death, not a... Call an ambulance, but not for me! Sublime power through unity, and they understand that this fearsome plan has not yet been fully withdrawn. The Onigafuchi Defense Alliance has been dissolved after it did its part, but the feelings of unity it garnered have not yet been extinguished. As long as that passion resides in the hearts of the residents, they'll be able to confront whomever next decides to sink their homes into a lake basin. Onigafuchi Defense Alliance Committee Chairman, Kiichiro Kimiyoshi. Special tabloid report! More announcer voice. Nightmare befalls the Hinamizawa Dam. Lynching and murder, dismemberment. In month X of day X in XX Prefecture, at the Hinamizawa Dam construction worksite in Shishibone City, a bone-chilling gruesome murder, dismemberment. Even though this case has shocked the archipelago... Announcer voice fucks up words. The police will give no details on the case. Exactly what happened at the Hinamizawa Dam. They probably didn't mean to kill him at first. But as the victim resisted by swinging around a shovel, the rest of the perpetrators armed themselves in return, and it quickly escalated into homicide. So said the aforementioned investigator A. After this bloody tragedy was over, they were left with a body which nobody thought was alive. X-san had tormented the suspects daily with his rough behavior. At first, it was meant to be payback. All the perpetrators were horrified by their deed, and one even turned himself in to the police. It was the de facto leader of this group, X, who suggested hiding the body. Reluctantly at first, they soon began to think they did not wish to be caught. The construction site had numerous places to hide the body with 6 people. They were originally supposed to hide the body and leave the area. But the de facto leader feared that the consciences of the other five wouldn't be able to bear the burden, and came up with a horrifying method to keep them from turning him into the police. He devised the heinous method of splitting up the body among them and making each of them responsible for hiding a piece. X had turned a simple manslaughter into a gruesome dismemberment and forcibly involved each perpetrator in order to create a sense of unity between them. Right? That wouldn't make anyone feel better about the murder. That would make me want to report it even more. Each one participated. But what does this mean? Person A spoke out reluctantly. Ugh, the audio. Ugh. Stop. X had ordered each and every one of them to dissect a piece for themselves. They were hesitant at first, but nobody refused. In for a penny, in for a pound, was what it meant. Thus, an unimaginable bloody ceremony began. The perpetrators wept and vomited as they performed the gruesome task. There was one person who stubbornly refused, but X threatened him, saying nothing would change if someone else ended up dead, and he gave up his objections. But X's plan collapsed in the span of one night. X, who had refused to dissect the corpse up until the last moment, had broken down into tears at the hospital where he was being treated for an injury sustained during the scuffle and confessed. The criminals were arrested, one after the other, but the de facto leader, X, whereabouts are still unknown. Also, the right arm hidden by X has yet to be found. Despite an ongoing search, this horrible individual has so far managed to elude law enforcement. What could the police be doing? It appears that X has said he was going to throw the body, right arm, into the marsh. X's car was discovered abandoned near the marsh, but there are no clues to his whereabouts. X didn't trust his companions. One cannot deny the possibility that he had expected his companions to confess to the police and used his car as a decoy. Of course, I doubt that theory. Since he has no car, one would expect him to have a limited area to which he could have escaped to. But within the station, there were rumors going around that he had accidentally slipped and drowned in the marsh when he went to throw away the body. To the locals, that marsh is believed to be bottomless. It is known as Onigafuchi, the ogre's abyss, and it is said that the bottom of the marsh is connected to the hellish world of demons. The atrocious demons from hell, that was X. Could it be that he had returned to hell through the marsh? Oh, Jesus. The fucking change of audio scared me. Oh. Yeah, sudden tone shift, dude. That threw me for a loop.
The Zijin Dragon, bringer of luck and fortune. Prosperous future. Ladies leaping into your arms. Business success. Promotions. Ambition. Protection from harm. Not just with pachinko and horse races, but business and even love. Guaranteed or your money back. Zijin Dragon Bracelet DX, one piece.
Forget the murder and tossing arms into marshes. It's time for a commercial break.
27,800 yen.
Fucking jeez. I mean, that's one way to fucking ease up the tension. Fuck. Alright. We're gonna stop here. This is where we end for the night. Ooh, such a long stream. A little over 4 hours now.
Oh, well, thank you guys so much for joining. Dang, Zed, just being active from start to finish. Holy heckles. I'm so glad to have you on this journey. We will continue this next week. So every Monday I'm going to be doing Higurashi, at least for the first one. It should be only 10 hours according to how long the game is, so we should be able to finish it. And then I'll buy the second one if I have to, if we run out of the first game. I might actually pick this up as a side thing later on after Halloween month to just go through all of them. But tomorrow we will start Deathmark, which I'm not looking forward to. That one scares me a lot. But thank you guys all for hanging out with me for tonight and listening to my horrible voices and while listening to me as I lose my voice. Yeah, I'm playing all the spooky games this month. But I will see you guys tomorrow if you swing on by. Otherwise, I'll see you the next time you decide to hang out at the Mimic Manor. But thank you and stay happy, stay healthy, stay hydrated.
And next week we will have more Reina voices. Howoo, howoo, oh much Katie.
But you guys be kind to yourselves. I'll see you next time.
Good night. Bye-bye.
Oh, I just realized. Did you guys want to raid? Should I raid someone? Do you guys want to raid? We could raid someone just because I know there's a few people here. I've only got a couple people, so maybe no raid. I need to get more people to raid. I'll have to make a post about it.